You can take us out. All right, 4 o'clock, let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. The record reflect that all members are present. Item number 1, appoint replacement to land subdivision. Table. Item number 1 is table. Item number 2, request approval to allocate $2,000 to Plottville retention fund maintenance, Ward 1.
Mr. Ryan, you and I had a previous discussion about that. That's to facilitate cutting the
Exactly.
Plottville drainage
Put a
area.
little bit more.
We were gonna go 5,000, but I
Okay.
said all the other numbers reflect 2,000, so
Okay.
I didn't wanna.
I'm good
And
with
if we need more, we'll come back to the table
that. Okay,
and present it.
I'm good with that.
On
So,
that note, you just have to monitor all that. Y'all have to monitor that in-house to see if we ever need more.
Well,
That's why
It
I'm
has to
gonna
be
put a
tracked.
$5,000.
we do a labor tracking sheet on
Yeah,
it.
still
That's
have to be
when we
tracked,
create a
so-
work order, we attach a number to it,
Yeah.
and that number follows it until
so
we
this
need
is,
additional funds.
I see you got all these $2,000, allocations going towards maintenance, right? And this is gonna all be coming out of our annual allocation, correct?
Right.
So you got that? For some of us, I mean, it's $2,000 is a lot.
But most of our current drainage districts pay between 2,000 and 2,500. And some of them more. Our end pay a little more because of the size of the levees and the length and. We pay 7,000. Correct.
What I'm getting at is that I think this is gonna reflect on some of our drainage projects that we'll be able to get done throughout the year.
I understand. But to maintain proper maintenance and be able to facilitate the labor to do it, we've got to make an allocation for it.
So now I'm gonna bring it up as far as the allocations of drainage funding. Why couldn't we just go out and do the whole $275,000 and prioritize our drainage funds instead of splitting them up?
I mean, I could say history has shown to where, I guess previous juries have put a set amount of the 275,000 and at least allocated it equally throughout the wards, with what we get now, which is the 30,000, to be able to try to do meaningful work in that district. So that's why it's like that. That's why it's been like that.
And it worked. It
Yeah,
worked.
too.
We never ever got in a bond. We help each other out. But it works. The system we got works. It's not broken. But we get in a bind, we always help each other out. Yes, people get threatened water in the house or whatever. We help each other out at the end of the day. But I hear what you're saying, but then again, then you're gonna have some big projects that come up at the front and everybody can be spending money up front. So I think as it sits down.
Prioritize things, I mean, I don't see the deal.
But then, so with this is a new idea, basically creating a maintenance fund for each of these levy districts. That's something that had been done before. Except it's been done, but paid for through general drainage.
No, it's been paid through the drainage districts.
Some, not all of them.
So your Ira, Landry subdivision, Northwest Highway 70, not subdivision. We including Cross LaRue in here, all the formulated drainage districts. They're doing resolutions so they can facilitate their money to cut their levy. Lower Texas. Most of them have participated, and there's a couple that we requested.
But my point is that prior to Brian being parish manager, previous parish managers, this work was done and just charged to general drainage. It wasn't a created drainage project that counts towards your allocation. The work was still being done on all of these. And all I'm saying, Brian's trying to make sure that we can account for it for particular projects. You know, so I'm not gonna say the system doesn't work where you split up half of it and the rest is half, but if you're taking more of that other half and putting it in the allocated section, you know, you're freeing up some general drainage dollars is basically what we're doing by using your allocation. So maybe it should be a look at the general drainage side and, you know, are we actually looking at every dollar that's being spent there and how it's being split and allocated, or know what I'm saying? We're moving the need, we're just breaking it from one side of the line to the other side of the line. So it may be a sake that we increase the allocation just a little bit, not be 50%, or somehow make up for that difference that now it's coming out of an allocation rather than general drainage.
Because it's gonna restrict us from doing projects.
Right. It's gonna cut down.
$2,000 less we have in a year.
But
Which
if
was-
you all think back to the drainage budget, we need to cut back somewhere.
Yeah.
That one's the next one in trouble after general fund.
Don't disagree.
All right. Bring you.
You want to donate 2,000 around?
Yeah, I'm good with
Make
it.
a motion that,
Yeah, I'm
we
good with
allocate
that.
2,000.
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right, motion by Mr. Carter,
1 second.
second by Mr. Patero. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, request approval to reallocate funds of job number 92978. Sweep the outfall behind Field of Dreams, Ward 1,
1-7.
Ward 7.
Yeah, I like that. Over subdivision in Ward 8. I like that. I can come out of your fund this year.
And how they got mixed up.
Huh?
We on number 3.
But I'm just seeing.
I'm
Ward-
sorry, that's Ward
We
7.
haven't,
Yeah,
I
it's
see
Ward
more
seven.
than a solid number yet, Leroy. You wanna just table it for now and come back to
It used to be.
So
Used to
what, Brian's gonna come up with an estimate, what it's gonna take, that outfall that we just cleaned back there, to have a maintenance fund set up to keep the maintenance up on that particular.
it? And that's what we're trying to do, make sure we got funds secured to perform the maintenance.
So we'll table that item.
Well, I don't know if you really want to, because, I pulled it up because I wasn't sure what y'all had in mind for funding. And in 2025, we had 14,000 allocated and only 10,990 was used. So I didn't know if this was the figure y'all looking to reallocate.
No, what we're trying to see is it might be lower than that, and whatever was
We wanna
over.
make sure all the things are cleared through it.
Okay, so you're gonna check.
Yeah, we wanna make sure
I don't have
every
anything
invoice that
hit
was
since
generated through that,
November.
everything's cleared, and then we gotta.
Right,
Okay,
that's
so we'll
what
get,
we're sure.
I'll get
With
with
physical
They had a
numbers,
machine out there today
Okay.
in the front of Field.
but that was part of the original project.
So you want to table that?
Yes.
Item number 3 is tabled. Item number 4, request an update on the Maury Canal, Ward 4. Those- Any updates, Maury?
Maury Canal, as far as that, those plans are, out to bid currently, and, when we receive bids, we'll report back to the jury.
Right?
Thank you. Mr. Bro, any questions?
Move on, is it? We're out for bid at the moment.
How long will that take?
We received bids, bid date, I believe the bid date is in about 2.5 weeks. Because we have a pre-construction conference, we have a pre-bid conference next week. And then there's 2 weeks, for answering questions, and then we'll receive bid the following week.
No. All right, no action. Item number 5, request approval to allocate $2,000 for maintenance on the Maury Outfall Canal, Ward 4.
Mr. Charlie, that's to take care of all the area that we recently, we had cleaned all the way coming down from Oakley Road, just to be able to, if we need to use the mulch or the bush hog, same thing as maintaining any other outfalls.
Am I already on to
That's my reason.
What I'm gonna do is 7 through 10. It's all the same thing, levies, $2,000. Let's put more than one
Number
job.
6, number 6.
Go on number 5.
All right, number 4.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Patro, all in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, request to clean up the canal in front of Supreme, Highway 1011 at Highway 1, Ward 4.
Gentlemen, I presented y'all with a picture, and I took some from Mr. Charlie because he requested it.
That's an outfall?
Yeah, it's by the Supreme Road, you look like Elliot one.
Yeah.
That's the old sugar mill did that.
That's the old, the service entrance for the water to the mill that's been, no longer used for, back in the '80s.
But this is private property?
Yes.
I would like to use that to go to the buyer with the drainage, if we can. I don't know
We
what's the.
just don't do private property.
What's that?
We don't do cleanup on private property.
It's not private property.
Who it belong to?
It's the drainage, it was a drainage shit.
Somebody on that property.
Right? Yeah, well, it
No, it used to be a suction.
It used to be a suction, but now
it's.
For the city to do it
Back
over.
if there's any possibility.
go somewhere.
They probably high.
But eventually.
But what happens under the highway there?
It was a suction at one time because it drops real low.
It used to come into the mill. Now we won't go out from the mill.
You got
We
estimate?
can't.
This,
Yeah.
I just took the pictures this morning. My question is because the trees are over the top of private property, we don't generally,
Oh, you
they
go-
have to take it off of their private property and then we remove it
Yeah,
from
you
the
can
outfall.
dance somebody.
Correct? Is that correct, Mr. Mike?
Normally, yes, but who owns the property anyways? Is this a private area?
Yeah, it's a private.
Okay, so I don't even know why it's on,
Is
the
it-
why would it even be discussed?
Property for sale then? That's the property is for sale right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Private
is-
property.
It is
All
private.
right,
I think.
do what, Jeff?
Yeah, it's
Table.
private
Private
property. We don't do work on private property.
All right, item number 6, no action.
Should have said that correct.
Item number 7, request approval to allocate $2,000 for the maintenance on the Conshohocken Canal, Ward 5.
You and I spoke about it, Mike.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
So
It's just
moved.
that anything done on that canal is on the south side. That's
Yeah.
on full side, but I'm good with it.
Well, that's what I had mentioned because it would actually be in
I'm
charge.
good with it.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Knockout, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, request approval.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. Brian, before you do any work on that Constant Canal, coordinate with, GIS on that LWI project, because they're having to include some of the canal
That's
coming
just
back
a-
up to
not
That's just a cleaning the.
We're just
square.
going to take the trees off the side of the slope of the levee, the mulching. We're gonna do any digging.
It's the south side, not the north side.
Right,
Just want to make sure it's coordinated with them, because that's
Yeah.
part of that project.
okay, I'll get with them.
Item number 8, request approval to allocate $2,000 for the maintenance on the Bertrandville Drive outfall canal, Ward 6.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9, request approval to allocate $2,000 for the maintenance on the West Star Road and 996 outfall ditch, Ward 7.
Brian, I think that should only be the 996 outfall, right? Didn't you say West Star Road is part of?
Well, normally we just do a road maintenance on, so, yeah, I mean, you can allocate it how you choose, but we're gonna have to run the boom track on West Star Road. It can be done on a road and bridge, cause it's a name road.
That's what I'm.
Okay, I
Boom
got
track,
it.
that's cutting grass, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's cutting grass.
Drainage, that shouldn't be a drainage allocation.
That's
Cut
why
grass.
that's why.
I got it,
thinking,
understand.
okay.
Yeah, the 996 outfall ditch would encompass
So
that.
just 996.
Correct.
Yeah.
Alright,
So move.
motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Knockout, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10, request approval to allocate $2,000 for the levee maintenance on the Oak Lane levee system, Ward 8.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, request approval to allocate $2,000 for the levee maintenance revert levee system, Ward
Motion.
8. Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 13, request approval to allocate $2,000 for the levee maintenance on Oak Ridge levee system, Ward 8.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern.
You can skip 12.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Second.
All right, let's go back to 12. Request approval to allocate $2,000 for the levee maintenance on Gerald Crochet levee system, Ward
Motion.
8. Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 13, request approval to allocate $2,000 for the levee maintenance on Oak Ridge levee system, Ward 8.
Motion.
None.
Hey, come out of order, eh?
Oh, white then.
Come on, Cam.
About to say, I'm broke already.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Come
yeah,
on,
bro.
man.
All right.
Okay, motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 15, request approval for sweeping the area around Shell Beach.
Wait,
Oh,
James.
you missed
You got
one.
14.
Missing 14.
Item
Ward 8
number
again.
14, request, Lower Bear River Drainage District to provide a resolution for $2,000 allocation for the levee maintenance at Cross LaRue. This springs also include River Bend Ditch Maintenance, Ward 9, that should be.
Yeah.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor? Any
Now,
opposed?
my question is, we
We
gotta
gotta-
request this from them or you
Well,
just?
I'm gonna request it from them, and then they're gonna make a resolution and give it
Yeah,
to
because
us.
we don't normally put that resolution,
Yeah.
that request them here.
I just wanted to make sure it was for them.
All right, item number 15, request to approve for sweeping area around Shell Beach boat launch within the permit provided by CJS Sawbar Engineering.
Now, you look at that picture there, water real low, you see it at the bottom of the lake, of the boat launch. Water is low, I want to be able to get in there with a long reach and clean this up a little bit. And that'll come out of my recreation funds.
So that's not helping you by holding that.
No, that gotta come, I have a bulkhead right there. On the project, I have a bulkhead, that gotta go, that's at the bottom of the lake, when the water is low.
Martin, how about right now, if we just leave it?
No, yeah, that gotta
It's
go,
protecting us right
that
now.
gotta go, brother.
Hold on, I'll say something, but, cause I'm pretty sure our, accountant will let you know you can't break up a project. This is already included in the Shell Beach Restoration Project. So you're not gonna be able to separate this and use parish labor to do part of it. Just saying, it's defined in
Well,
the
you
project
killing me
already
again.
for the permit.
We should have that meeting before,
No action.
no action. Okay, but wait a minute though, Joseph, how soon can you get this working on?
We had, we met with you with preliminary plans, we're making the changes, and we have it on the request for permission to advertise before the next meeting. We actually have it on tonight's agenda, so.
Yeah, I was just trying, so you know what we gotta see this gotta go.
Correct.
All right,
Myron, remember when you got your first phase of money, we told you to be very patient. It takes time with all this
yeah,
grant.
but I was
funding.
trying to save us some money. I'm trying to save me some money.
Ask Jamie if it would be that simple.
Dude, you're killing me.
Item number 16, request approval for the president to sign the following CEAs: Jason Oakland, Daniel Borey, George Hernandez, Charles Michael Franklin.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Need you to come out with a shovel tomorrow. We're gonna dig it out with a shovel.
Item number 17. Enter into executive session pursuant to LARS 42-1782 to discuss the status of the strategy concerning the certain litigation entitled Singleton versus Assumption Parish Police Jury. Any motion? Motion to go into executive session by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to go back in regular session?
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Rowe. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
For the next one, Mr. Chairman, we just need a motion to accept the recommendation of outside counsel and to authorize the parish manager to sign the requested affidavit.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Rowe. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion adjourned.
Hold on, we got one more.
We got 18.
No, that was the same.
That was
Yeah,
the
that's good.
Okay, motion to adjourn by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Hey, it's 4:22. We get the personnel committee meeting started. Let the record reflect all members are present. Item 1, request approval of an additional 8 weeks FMLA leave for equipment operator 3 drainage estimator contingent upon paperwork.
This is an additional request that was made, just to let you all know, 12-week period will be up at the end of March. So if this employee does not come back to work, then he is going to lose his full-time employee status and will be termed from insurance, and he will no longer have job protection, because 12 weeks is the limit,
And that is March what?
the end of the month,
And you probably working somewhere else right now.
12 weeks.
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard,
Second.
second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor? Nays? Motion passed. Item 2, request approval of additional FMLA leave for custodian contingent upon paperwork.
Same thing for this employee, it's gonna be, 12 weeks in 2026, and then the employee will be not considered an active employee anymore.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item 3, request approval 4 weeks of FMLA leave for secretary treasurer to begin in April 2026, contingent upon paperwork.
Yes, I have to have a medical procedure done at the end of April, April 21st to be exact, and I'm not anticipating on being out for 4 weeks, but probably 2 to 3.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter.
Second.
Second by Mr. Conville. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passed. Item 4, discuss end of probationary period for 911 administrator assistant field worker effective 2/6/26.
I see Mr. LeBlanc's
I
not
spoke
here,
to
but
him
that
earlier. He
that
called me
is,
earlier.
yeah, I
That's
think
his
he's good.
recommendation. He's very satisfied.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item 5, request approval of proposed amendments to the personnel manual relative to the complaint policy and procedure as presented.
Yes, these are just some policy changes, which, in our current policy, we have complaint policy and procedures as provided to us by the Louisiana Department of Labor when it comes to discrimination in the workplace. And, the Louisiana Department of Labor is no longer the department that handles that. It is now under Louisiana Works. So basically, this just changes our current policy to replace Louisiana Department of Labor to Louisiana Works. And, the content of the policy remains the same, it's just recognizing the department change.
So move.
Let's move by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed. Item 6, request approval to allow the parish manager to sign contracts for public works projects.
And this pertains to like, when we're getting repairs done, general repairs inside the parish, our larger grants and stuff, of course, we know it's gotta come that way. But like our CEAs too, I'm also named on that this time with Mr. Jeff, but when CT Trainer was doing a job, it's a service job. But we created a little small contract, a service contract, to be more transparent with what was happening. And I signed those documents as an assistant previously. I would like to be able to sign those because it's just a repair. It's a repair work. It's not a huge contractual thing. I think that should have the ability to do that.
There have been issues that have come up in the past where, Brian has been presented with something, hey, should I sign this? And he usually forwards it over to me anyway. So I have no issue with this as long as if there is a question on it, that he forwards it to council
Right.
prior to execution.
So move.
Do you all not want to consider a limit?
I was
Yeah,
about
that's
to
what I
say
was
some
about to
kind of
say.
limit.
This is open-ended.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should be able to trust me without, I'm not gonna go over expenditure, I can promise you that. We have limits, we have 30, 60, and 250, you can't really move past that.
And that's what I presume, Kim, that it would be for only particular service contracts.
So,
You know, that would be, I've
I
already.
think we need a limit.
I know, but if we don't
Yes, we have to have
identify,
one.
then his perception and my
Understood.
perception and your perception, we
It's
might.
not
be wrong.
identified in our personnel manual as 30, 60, and
There's no authority for you to sign in the personnel manual, so
Yeah, you asked her to change, yeah.
that's what we need to be clear here.
So I think the wording would be more about single source vendors up to a certain amount, right?
Correct.
That- Right.
well,
So right now, the policy manual allows up to, well, according to state and the policy, up to 30,000, we can single source a project. So, do you want to put the limit at 30, or do you want to put it less, and between that, he has to come to the jury, or? That's the-
Put it there.
30?
yeah, that's fine. Rarely do we ever go that high anyhow, when you're doing service repairs.
But if you go over
Where
that,
we
you gotta
normally go.
get, you gotta get 3 quotes anyway.
Yes, you gotta get 3 quotes anyway, if you go over 30, and over 60, you gotta go off a bid, so,
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's more about you all being informed
Sure.
That's
of what's.
Absolutely.
exactly right.
what's happening, yeah.
I mean, if you choose to, when I send the contract to Mr. Calabro, I include everybody in it. It's not, you just be transparent with it.
If I make a motion that we include up to 30,000.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passed.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Palmville, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion, meeting adjourned.
Go ahead and get started with the Road and Bridge Committee meeting. Let the record reflect that all members are present. 2 items on the agenda. One, discuss the results from each juror on the evaluation of the 2025 Road and Bridge Program. We'll put this on it.
I put it on there, just seeing now if y'all was able to ride the roads and see what y'all came up with, guys.
Road my road, I see that.
I didn't say yours, all of them. See everything, on the program that needs to be done this year, Martin, every
No,
road
I
that.
didn't ride on your road either, did
Okay.
I rode the roads, wards, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, parts of 7, and they got some roads, I would say, I mean, I think the human, we got some roads that look like to me that really could go. I got way worse roads that would need repair that I'm just holding off on, but we got some roads, I would say throughout the parish that
We need to be done.
don't need to be done. That's just my opinion, though. Have you rode them, Ron?
I rode a couple of roads.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, we reviewed our roads, prospectively in our areas. We approved, a contract based off of you. And, we're moving forward with this road program. If this is something y'all wanna look at in the future, then that's fine with me, but, you know, at the end of the day, I'm responsible first and foremost for the residents that elected me in this position, okay? And it's my job to do my due diligence and make sure that I'm able to help provide the services to the residents that elected me. There's no way I'm gonna go, if you come up with a list of roads in your prospective area that you deem that needs to be taken care of, I'm gonna at least have the respect of you to say, hey, you know what? That's what's needed in your area. That's what you have, so and that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna do that. You know?
I'm good with, but I think if, looking at it from.
So-
Okay, Ron, there's roads that's on this program that's not, they don't need to be overlaid, this program. They do
Well,
not.
Jamie,
And if they,
again,
go ahead.
that's your opinion. We had an evaluation. Everything was talked
The
about.
engineer should have the best interest of this
And he
parish
does,
as
and
a
he
whole.
does, and he does. It's your opinion. Everything was evaluated with each juror. No one had any issues. We moving forward with the program. Why are we coming back?
Because it's
And talk-
wasting taxpayers'
No, it's-
money.
that's your opinion.
Funds, that's
And
what
you're
it is.
getting most of your roads done. Most of your roads are getting done. Ain't much came off of your list and you still griping. I mean,
Because
I don't see
roads is
anything,
being
I don't
redone.
see anything wrong with what we're doing.
Did you ride the roads?
Yeah, I rode a lot of roads.
You did?
Yes, yes.
I
But who am I to say your roads in Ward 8 don't need to be overlaid? Who am I to do that? I have no right to do that. Right? So,
Look at the conditions of the roads. And we should
Again,
prioritize.
What I'd like to say is, I did go ride, so I did not ride all of them on the list. I rode in 4, 5, 6, 1, some of 2, and of course 7, most of 8, and a little bit of 9. What I found in all of that is everybody's standards as to what a good road is or not is different. All right, and as I mentioned at our first meeting this year, you know, as the police jury system, you're right, Ron, you're looking for the interests of your people in your area. Right? But there's a flaw in that model. Because somebody else's problems may be greater than yours, but you're still taking advantage of the system because you get a cut of the pie. All right, and so if we were to be in a situation where we had one person that was going through grading all of our roads and would give us an honest opinion as to if it needs to be done or not, then I think we could probably trust that and move forward. But from me riding these roads, there's a lot of roads that might need 50 feet of repair on them, not a full overlay. You know, and I'm just telling from what I saw. There's some roads that I went ride on, I'm glad I was in a 4-wheel drive. All right, they really need to be done.
Well, you must be in Ward 9.
No, actually, it was in Ward 4, Laurel Valley Road. I've never seen a road that bad. It was paved on top of the gravel without a base done, and the entire road has failed for the entire width, the entire length. It is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, that one's bad.
You know, and so what I'm saying is I think that we need to try to find some kind of way to have a third party or somebody go and independently look at it that doesn't have an interest in one particular ward to tell us, look, guys, these roads really don't need to be done. These really need to be done. This is where the best place to spend your money is.
Somebody out the
And right now, it's obvious from riding these roads that our current system is broken. That's all I'm saying. So you might say, well, this one's already started. We got to push to the next one. We didn't spend $1 yet with this contractor. He just started this week, I believe.
yes, you do.
And I understand that we're under contract for him,
Yes, we are.
all right? But it's not too late for us to appropriate the dollars where they really need to go.
Gentlemen, I gave you a comprehensive budget as well as an analysis and recommendation for every road. Those roads that you're speaking of that you say, hey, are not as bad, don't need to be done. If you look at what is actually being done to those roads, it may just be a patch in one section. It may be just a skin overlay to increase the longevity of the road. Mr. Blanchard, you yourself and me have discussed and even put into the budget the skin overlay. Why? Because we discussed, hey, that's a minimum amount of money that we could spend on a road to extend the life of that road and not be coming back and spending multiple dollars going after base failures and so forth, so that we could put and budget the money to those roads that are needed worse. Were all of those recommendations followed? No. But for the majority, yes, they were. If you recall, we came to this, the original budget that we came to you was close to around 3.5 million. You all cut that by close to $1 million. No matter how you slice it, I can't come to you with recommendations and 70 some odd roads to a budget tune of $3.5 million for roads that really need to be done. There are roads, no doubt, need to be reconstructed from the bottom up. I gave you those recommendations on what roads from an engineering standpoint and from a longevity standpoint needed to be done, what needed to be minor repaired, and what needed to be done to extend the life of the road. You all made those decisions based on those recommendations. You are now sitting here saying you did not get a unbiased recommendation. That is not a true statement.
Well, I would have to disagree with that, Joe.
You can disagree with it all day long.
Seraphim Drive right here, you got a picture showing the entrance. The entrance is not even on your plans, Joseph. This entrance was,
That was done last time.
yes.
it's a picture representation of the road, and if you look, that's a prime example of we are paving where it needs to be paved. The entrance didn't need to be redone, so we didn't redo it. Look at the plans that you were
looked at the
provided for
plans.
Seraphin Drive.
So you're saying that road needs to be repaved?
I'm saying there's back sections.
Two
I
sections on each
met
side.
with Mr. Diaz. We even went over those sections. We looked at those sections, and there are sections in the back that need to be patched and repaired, and that is what is being done.
Just patch it.
We're just
There's a
patching.
Section on the back of the.
We're just patching. Go look at it. Go look at it. I have no problem defending anything that we designed nor
Right
recommended to this parish, because I did it in the best interest of the parish and its budget. And that is the second time you've brought before that my firm has not had the best interest of this parish at heart. And sir, you are now messing with my professional liability. That is a libelous statement and it will be taken as such.
You definitely don't have the best interest of this parish. You heard me?
All right, so
Your opinion.
we've discussed, no action on it. Item number 2, discuss Bayou Drive lift bridge and inspection report
Can put it
provided
back
by
on
the
there for next
principal
meeting.
engineer.
So gentlemen, I provide y'all with the principal engineer and stuff. Just because we cannot operate the bridge from the lower control, we're trying to get to a point to where we can actually operate it from the base. We had to rent man lifts to get up to the top, and then we manually operate the brake. It's really, we need to make some repairs. And in the interim repair scope, which is on page 4, would give us a good base to be able to operate the bridge from the lower portion and not have to facilitate rental equipment. Principal and they provided us with a really good scope. But we're looking at about $300,000 in repair. And if you were to do the bridge in entirety, it'd be quite substantial more than that. This is just to get the functional portion of the bridge to operate from the bottom.
Let me ask you this, Brian. You see you're operating the bridge from a man lift?
No, sir. We use a man lift to get to the upper portion of the bridge. We get off. We have a safety harness. We get off. We walk to the manual brakes, release them. And then you actually have to push a contact in to get the bridge to go up instead of being able to operate it from the control station. We're manually pushing the contacts in.
How often do you have to do that?
It may be 10, 12 times a year, just depending on the traffic for the holidays, when people are going in and out with their boats and their camps and that portion of the volume. Could be more, could be less, Chris. It all depends.
Is this bridge part of the,
Our bridge system program?
Yeah.
And I've contacted the state, or DOTD.
What queue are we in? What stage are we in for that? To try to see if we can,
I just talked to them about this, probably last week. Cause you notice I got it on about the 19th of January. A week before, it's right now.
We might better get some help with it.
You first from the state?
Yes, so I'll make contact with them. Let's see what we can do, if there's anything available. I just haven't seen anything come across yet.
But there's a new program with the state, so we might.
they got a new program?
Yeah.
No action on this item.
Is there any difference in the off-system program for a bridge? Like that's just a roadway or one that allows water access travel also? You know, a moving bridge like that?
I don't know.
Like, I guess what I'm saying is that I just want to make sure that we don't go to the state and the state comes back and say, well, the road is good, you can cross it. You just
No,
can't
they
access the
actually
line.
inspect it also.
No, I'm just asking if the
It doesn't differ.
movable portion of the bridge is considered in the off-system off-system bridge program.
I'll have to ask
To keep
that
it
question.
operable.
I'm becoming familiar with it. I have a class that I'm gonna
Correct
go
me if
through
I'm
right
wrong,
now.
too. I think Paul's had a little bit more background.
Right,
from
he's got a
that.
lot more background and I'm gonna attend the class for our system.
We can check with Paul.
Have we done our bridge inspections, for the year, for DOTD?
I only have one left. We
We got one left to
performed,
do?
yeah, I got one period that I have, March the 6th on it.
No action. Just for point of, before we adjourn, just for point of, information, I do want to, acknowledge a representative, that's here from Epic, who is doing our road overlay program. Would you like to come and introduce yourself to the matter, sir?
How y'all doing? I'm Hunter Munson with Epic.
I'm sorry, could you get that name again?
Hunter Munson with Epic. First and foremost, nice to meet all y'all. I don't know anyone from Adam in here. So far, I mean, I haven't rode every road, so, but the roads I'm on so far, what we're doing has been needed. I mean, I can't assure that. I just met CJ the first time the other week. Y'all did cut the budget. We did a lot of parish work, West Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge. This is the first project I ever bidded something, and the budget ended up being less, and we had to wait for cutbacks and everything else. So it is something out of the ordinary, but so far, Bayou Tranquil, Eagle Point, Cajun Street, everything we're on has been fine. I don't see anything getting done that doesn't have to be. I could bring it attention if we moved on and something was, but so far I could speak the plans have been good. The only thing that was unordinary for me, I think we spoke to a few. It took a while to get started because the budget did get cut. I haven't seen that in other parishes before, but I mean, everything has a reason for it.
On around, Eagle, around by,
Cajun?
Street, you been straight that little loop out right there?
Yes, sir, that's the plan. We got the mailboxes and everything today, got some posts.
Gas tank, I don't have protein tank or something?
It's got plenty of room. Propane tank's about 5 feet off the edge of the road that was marked. It's gonna straighten it out pretty well. I don't see any trouble. We're gonna grind that stump down. Should be fine. Definitely don't have the best space everywhere, but I think the scope of work suits itself. But I mean, it's every parish. It's not just y'all guys. We do a lot of street stuff. Everybody needs more money, more budget. It's what you can get with it and keep everybody happy.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Hunter, we're glad to have you. Want you to do a good job for the parish. If you have any questions or concerns, as per your contract, you work directly with the engineer. The engineer works for us, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you and do a
Thank
good
y'all. Y'all
job.
have a great one.
Motion to adjourn.
Do a good job, might let you come back next year.
Think so? Hey, I'll dig your boat ramp out for you.
You're digging out for
He just wants the lunch, that's all. So I would go.
Easy.
All right.
Second.
I got a motion, by Mr. Nakane.
No.
Second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? All opposed, meeting adjourned.
Finance Committee meeting called to order, record reflect all members are present. First item, request approval of pay list of bills submitted through February 6, 2026.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Alcorn,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Next item, discuss the previous cutback recommendations of the Secretary Treasurer. And I see in Kim has in the package, it has, she added a couple more, which I like.
Yeah, I like them too.
You got a lot of stuff in there you're proposing, and, the bottom two you have, there's a bigger bite at the apple.
Yeah, but the catch on those two are, it's gotta go to the both.
Yeah, I know.
But it would, just looking at the overall budget, taking, trying to be creative and looking back and looking at the library's budget that's constantly building and building, which is great. They're doing a great job living within their means and having a balanced budget. But it doesn't need to continually build and build and build. So maybe that's why it's like, maybe we need to think about a rededication of something.
Do you know how many meals, the library, is? The total meals. I see you got two on here.
The difference is they have a meal and they have a sales tax. So they're getting sales tax, which is great right now, and they have a meal. So that may be the total meals, but an option could be one meal.
One, that's
And
what I was
even with
thinking.
one.
I don't want to take it, yeah,
But,
yeah, I don't want to take it all.
But they do get sales tax as well.
Right.
And they're sitting with, I think, $4.5 million budget constantly increase. But I mean, they operating within a means, So again, I when I threw it out there, like, well, I didn't know how y'all would feel about it, but it's something that we can talk about, get it out there, ask some questions and see.
I think that's a good idea.
No matter what we do, we still, even if we would do these things, we still need to tighten up some
Sure.
folks.
I'd like to see some conversation about the reallocating instead of 2 mills, 1 mill, but I also like the eighth of a cent sales tax.
And-
I like that one.
That needs to go.
I don't know.
Yeah,
All
both
of
of
it
them.
does.
Yeah, both
All
of
of it
them,
does.
both of them.
All right, meanwhile, let's concentrate on the top section.
Yeah, because,
It's a lot of
because
low hanging
the
fruit.
bottom, the bottom is fine, yeah, okay,
So-
that's a big, but if it doesn't pass,
That's right.
doesn't pass. And on the sales tax side, my concern about sales tax is that sales tax is good right now. Sales tax is really high. Sales tax could go down again. When we were in the COVID years, we had several years where we were low. So we have to be mindful of that.
All right, I mean, she got a whole list of recommendations here. We had them for a while. So any,
I'm gonna tell you right now, when you look at bullet point number, the second one from the bottom, additional increase in user fees needed more often for sewer districts. We have a plan in place for the next 2 or 3 years where we are increasing on the sewer fees. So we do have a plan in
Right.
place, so we need to take that out of there.
Well, but keep in mind, this was a representation to you of previous things discussed, not
gotcha.
necessarily,
Gotcha,
that we didn't take action on.
gotcha. So, yeah. Take that out of there.
But we don't have a solid plan on the solid waste fund. So that's something we kind of live contract to contract, but we're in the process of having to talk about that contract too. So we can discuss that with that as well. General fund in the history recently has not been contributing to solid waste, just to let y'all know.
Has not.
Has not.
well, that's a good thing.
No, that's a good thing,
yeah.
but these are just overall recommendations that we had
Good.
Right.
come across.
As
Tim, you have one on the discontinue the expansion of parks and recreation due to lack of availability of operational funds.
Well, and we've kind of talked about this in meetings before, we keep building and growing more recreation, and general fund is what maintains these facilities. And, recreation is extra, it's lanyard.
We get allocated 10.
$10,000 is barely paying for utilities nowadays. And you all know as well as I do, there's a lot more involved with these parks than utilities.
All right, so once that $10,000 runs out, what happens then?
It's all coming out of the general fund, just like we talked about earlier with drainage. Y'all have y'all allocation for individual wards, and then you have general drainage. It's still coming out of the general fund. So when the $10,000 is up, general fund is still footing it.
I
Still,
understand
still,
that,
so it's
but
not, so you don't have a limit then.
Well,
If you still put
they
it
don't have a
out
limit.
I try to
That's
give
right.
y'all a
They don't have
limit,
a
but,
limit?
but not
So
people.
what?
not
there, so
everybody
$10,000
else does it.
should stop,
Stop.
What do you want me to do? Turn power off?
Oh,
Turn the power off. Let them come up with some
do
type
what,
of
do what the
solution.
recreation district does.
Hey,
So when all these pump
We-
systems
All
go over their
pump.
budget,
You
do you wanna cut
You
pumps
wanna
off,
cut the
don't run
pumps
them?
off?
Come on, we can't
do that.
we can't say that and then.
I'll pump it all
everyone with-
districts.
What happened?
All right.
No, you
No,
don't. No,
that
you
is not
don't.
correct.
Okay,
The
well,
districts do not
No,
handle.
you don't have all districts, and once these levy systems get up, who gonna fund it? It's gonna be the drainage district, the general
The
drainage.
general drainage.
General
They
drainage
don't
gonna
have it
fund
too
it,
often.
and you have people that live in some areas that don't need
How often that
drainage.
How often that happens
Oh,
compared to parks and
How
recreation?
often
What happens?
General drainage,
going to
all the
drainage.
All
time,
the
Brian.
time,
Y'all wanna look at all the drainage work we do, the drainage maintenance?
all the
I think you wanna go
time.
there.
I don't think you wanna go there, y'all gonna lose that battle. I'm telling you. That's why the
Well,
drainage.
let's save,
fund is the
let's
next
cut
one.
some of it. Where can we save at on it? I don't mind saving some money
We
on it.
here, I mean.
Where can we
that's why I'm
save?
here.
Where we can save at? Brian, where can we save in general drain?
We,
Maintenance of the pumps is quite costly, and we absorb that. And it's gonna continue to go up as we add.
as we had,
I mean, we just had a discussion about adding 15 more pumps into the system.
and.
We'll be at 130.
We thought we had
So-
90, no, we got 120, 130, and we're gonna add more. It's never ending.
wasn't that
And the
something
funding
then?
source has never increased. So the pump supply has increased, and we're not talking about whether it's needed or not needed, but the cost to operate is just continually.
Now, with the,
and we have
with
no
the
additional
exchange of
money.
some of our older equipment, becoming new equipment, we've had seen a reduction in actual field maintenance because your equipment's operating proficiently. I mean, we have things 30 years old, we're replacing it, it's up to date, we're moving. some way we save that. But drainage.
So we have some drainage districts that help out,
Absolutely.
okay? Ron has a recreation district that does not help out. All right, so can you get a recreation district that's gonna help?
You talking about pennies, you talking about a $10,000 allocation.
I'm not talking about pennies, you add
Hold
that
on,
up
hold on.
and see.
Have Water Six ever went over on the $10,000 allocation for utilities? Not since I've been in office. 10,000 years, never went over, never went in the red, okay? These pump systems that we talking about, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you wanna fuss behind a nickel, a penny, when you. Jim, we try to work with y'all as much as we can to get everybody satisfied in the parish. But every time it comes down to something in Ward 1, or
Yeah,
Ward 6, or
yeah,
Ward 4,
And
you
y'all
got
the
a problem
same
with
way,
it.
and y'all the same way.
We the same way with the big brother about the pumps.
Y'all the
I
same
try to
way.
work with you, Jim, but every time it comes to recreation, you got an issue. Because you know we can't afford to do what you're doing back
How
there.
is it an issue whenever we allocated money from our recreation funds to you to help you out on recreation? How is that an issue?
And why
for
didn't you
us?
help me out? Cause I helped you out in.
Yes.
Thank you. So we just traded.
That's
all we did.
That's
all we did.
You
That's all we did was
trade.
trade.
You don't get.
Come on, Jamie, stop.
Of
that.
course you get.
Let's move on. We
All right,
can do that.
all right.
No, let's move on. I wouldn't want you to, balance my checkbook. Come on. Come on, so where are we gonna cut at?
We can't continue as is, y'all. We can't.
I would recommend looking at, additional consideration, just see what windmill on it.
That's not gonna do us
250.
nothing, Jeff.
Sir?
That's not gonna
the
do us
big-
nothing now.
Oh, that's gonna help you, you gotta start somewhere, JP.
Yeah,
What you want
also
to cut?
too,
You want to cut out the Chamber of Commerce? You want to?
We gotta cut something. Let's cut
I mean,
us
it's,
first.
it's also not
That's
our
why we
role to
need to
give
cut.
everybody free rides. I mean, we do it constantly and that has an impact on maintenance on all our
I know they
facilities. and
working on pumps
Nobody
and all
gives
that.
us a break on anything, but we gotta give everybody a break.
Let's lead by example. Let's cut our salary first. And then we go from there.
Man, did we talk about that already?
That's by statute.
You can't.
Okay.
And look, we talked about how, you know, the occupational license thing, I brought that up to y'all before. Y'all, it's like y'all don't want to entertain that as well. That's a way where we can potentially try to get these businesses to come in and pay their fair share, just like their neighboring businesses are. You know, to capture more revenue that they should rightfully,
But we've taken steps to try to address that issue.
Nobody,
but
It's not like we completely ignored it.
okay.
Are you seeing?
Minimal steps, but, you know, or you're
Well, no,
gonna
we were
grant-
waiting for the school board,
Okay, but-
the tax collector to come back to us to let us know what's possible and to be able to exchange information. We say we did not have that meeting and agreed that we would be
No,
getting that
we did,
information.
okay, but again, we all on
Okay.
Facebook, we've got to police it, just like we ride around and we talked about inspections and people not doing building permits, and we need to police that. Again, we know, every single one of us sitting at this table knows about the
So
business.
the permits, I think South Central Planning should be policing that, right? But we paying them up front, so they're not gonna police it when we keep paying them all their money up front.
They had told us if we turned in complaints to them, they would pursue it. We don't turn in anything. Am I wrong,
If
Justin?
we ask the inspectors to police it, they will, if they
They-
see something,
they
they'll,
did at
they'll
one time.
let us know and do stop work
They
on it.
did heavily at one
They
time.
did.
We told them not
Until
to.
the political heat came on, then
And then
they
it
backed
stopped.
off. I mean,
And
it
then
is what
it
it is.
Okay, so what y'all wanna do? Y'all want them to go back to inspecting,
Go back and inspect it.
enforcing?
They have been, the problem that we have is we don't have a penalty for somebody that does it. Basically, there's a stop work, they go get the permit, and then
Yeah,
they start
that's it.
working again.
Because
That's what's in place.
the state mandated this to us, but the state didn't put any penalties in. So,
Exactly, and I don't wanna go down this too far, but the statute requires you to do so much stuff. What South Central Planning is doing for us is well above and beyond what the statute requires us to do.
But it gotta be a building code, what you talking about.
That's right, they have to meet building code, but there's a lot of other things that we put in there that's added to it. It's not just building code. And I just will, that's a permit issue that we can discuss another day, but it's way more stringent than what other parishes deal with to comply with the same statute.
So we need to cut that.
But did we talk about increasing the fees for permits? Did we talk about that?
They haven't changed since we put them in
We've
place.
had
I don't think.
conversations about things, but we never
We
really
need to
took
go
any
up on the
action on anything.
All
So what
right,
they currently pay for a permit, $75, right?
No, it's-
Depends on the permit.
Depends on the
We're losing money with that.
So what threshold do we already have in place, Justin?
Oh, absolutely.
What threshold we
Well,
already
there's
have?
very-
Between threshold.
For
There's very
residential
few
versus
service-
commercial
services that we
versus
provide
45
that we
cents
are
a square
profitable.
foot.
45 cents
We
a
are
square
in
foot.
Commercial's 50
Okay,
cents a
so,
square foot.
so we start off at a
Operational.
square foot and we
Uh,
go
let's
like,
say go-
Mostly we do mobile home permits and electrical trade permits are 125, mobile home permits 150.
Put 25% across the board.
why don't we do this here? Why don't we let the Secretary of Treasury come back with us at the next meeting? With everything that we in the red with, present it to us, show us what we in the red for, how much for, and we'll address every line item. With every item that we in the red, whether it's permitting, whether it's drainage, whether it's recreation, whatever it is.
I could tell you all of that.
We did that
I
already.
mean, yeah, we know
I mean, I
all
can
that.
find out what other parishes are charging.
You know,
I have no idea.
The Ag Center, we do not operate within a positive. The Community Center, we do not operate in a positive. Anything that we charge, the sewer districts are not in the positive. Solid Waste is not in the positive. Solid Waste might be in the positive right now at the end of this contract. They might be in a positive. Permits is not in the positive.
Okay.
Go up 25% across the board.
This is what we need to do. We need to have just a finance meeting. It's gonna take some time. Go line by line and make some serious decisions.
All right,
Long
let's
as-
You
get
got it,
it.
y'all. You
Tough
got it.
decision. I know you got it. I know we
mean,
got it, but we
And
need
if,
to.
and I've
it's gonna
keep
take some
asking y'all,
time.
this is just my brainstorming. Let's add to it. If y'all have some other suggestions, let's,
So in the additional considerations, I don't know if anybody else has compared our property tax structure to other parishes. We are relatively high as a total, but the percentages, the way that it's divided amongst the different departments and so forth, it's way off for our parish. Our general alimony is with 4 mils?
4.41.
4.41.
4.41 mils. All right. So on the percentage that's collected, over 70% goes to the sheriff's office and school system.
Yeah, we can barely.
You look at other parishes, it's less than 50% goes to sheriff's office and school systems. You know, it now, some are doing, like St. James collects a millage for garbage collection. You know, so that's different. But if you go and look as a general percentage, we're doing a lot with a little bit compared to other
Yeah.
parishes. So if we're gonna look at trying to reallocate the mills for the library fund, that's a conversation that I think we need to have with, you know, the sheriff, the superintendent, and come to the table and come with a comprehensive restructure of the millage that will help everybody.
I think the school
I
board's
say
in
they
the same
don't- you say they
situation
don't
we in,
wanna
but I think it's
change.
poor management.
But it's something that we have to look at because
Poor management.
we're what happened, and y'all can go look through the history. The school board added additional millages over the years. The sheriff's office added additional millages. The police jury did not. So our percentage of the total kept shrinking and shrinking. We've never expanded that 4.4
We
mils.
have not. Yep.
You know, and I don't want to go ask for additional property tax money. That's not where we need to be, but we definitely need a rebalance.
Let's get into the table.
Yep, we're gonna need.
So did anyone ever consider any more about housing females inmates?
I don't think we need to talk about that right now. I think we need to bring them to the table and let's talk about the millage and see if we can get this stuff reallocated. Female inmates is a whole different ballgame.
I mean,
He just wanted to keep.
Yep, look at the
I
numbers.
don't, I didn't have a conversation with the sheriff and I don't want to misspeak in this public meeting. But if we open that up, that is going to cost us a lot more. Because the reason why it was beneficial before is because he took in inmates from other parishes. So we received revenue. That's not what his intention would be on this. It would just be to house our own. And the cost to service that versus what we pay. It's not gonna be a
You
savings.
have that?
Well, I mean, I
The
know what we
cost?
pay. I don't know what the cost is to service, but it's gonna be an ongoing thing because we have to get the facility ready and then he's probably gonna have employees that he's gonna wanna service just for them.
Let's get together and see if it's a cost savings for us. Let's look at it both ways and see.
On the drainage side, I'm gonna mention it. I talked to a couple of other parishes that do work in their right of ways and in the permitting aspect, Justin. They actually implemented a permitting fee like the state does. when you wanna put culverts in your ditch, you buy a permit for a parish right of way. A driveway, I think, is $75.
A lot of parishes don't put in culverts.
Listen, we took 40 foot to do, according to, coming from the man, 40 foot, they do the driveway itself. And if it exceeds outside past that, and it's impeding drainage, then they'll facilitate it. But generally speaking, they do that, and it's just something that would assist in the drainage program. You don't have to understand, I'm just telling you, I reached out to some people just to see what their options were and what they were doing with their drainage program in parish right of ways. So, something to recommend, when we're talking about facilitating permits, is just something to entertain if you guys think about it, or
All right, so for now, no action, but we will have to have the,
When that
bring
meeting is, Jeff?
bring everybody. to the
Have a
table.
finance meeting?
Yeah.
I might just. do
When
a
that meeting
finance.
is,
I don't know
you need
yet.
to schedule something.
Well, I know, but I like to have the school board involved too. Yes.
Well, let's have a finance meeting amongst us. Get a plan, and then we'll approach sheriff and superintendent.
We can do that.
Have a special meeting where all of us is there.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah.
I have some other things that I'm working on right now, and it may result in the need for a special meeting next Wednesday. Is that too soon? To do it in conjunction with?
That's fine. That's
That's fine.
good. The president will make that happen.
We'll make it happen. So on the 17th.
Another day, yeah. Oh, I want to do it Ash Wednesday or Thursday.
What time? 5, 6?
If y'all need me here, I have school board that night as well, so it would have to be.
We're doing it Thursday.
Thursday?
We're doing
Wanna do it
Thursday.
Thursday?
Might be beneficial to make it a non-school board night that way if you wanted to,
Yeah.
for them to attend to be a part of the conversation.
Definitely.
Tuesday
Thursday
night?
good?
Tuesday?
Can't do it Tuesday, Monday.
Thursday, Mardi Gras, Thursday.
Do it Thursday, then
I'll be here.
I'm out all next
I'll
week.
be-
Y'all be wrong.
as of now, we're gonna shoot for the 19th. I gotta check my calendar, at work, but I think I'm good. As of now, we do the 19th,
6 P.M.
6 p.m. Special finance meeting.
Just a special meeting, not just one, just a
Special.
special meeting.
All right, cool deal. Everybody good with that?
Yep.
Motion adjourned?
Motion.
Second. Yes. Blank, second by Mr. Blank, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Federal program, Mr. Carter?
That's your program, you see what it is.
Federal program.
Okay, call special programs to order. All members are present. First on the agenda, request authorization to interview for an intake worker.
So vote.
Motion by
Hold on.
You
Did they,
really
really
need
wanna
this
do
work.
did they get their
I mean,
funding
we
yet?
just,
That's that, make sure you got an interview, but.
Yeah, we approve her to interview. Do they
Do
have
we
to-
really need this?
do we need this
work?
third person? I mean,
Yeah, you're the boss over there. You're the boss.
I don't see where it's
All right.
needed. We're
Table,
trying to
table,
cut
let's-
back and we just keep adding and adding.
No, it's not.
You know, so,
Right.
so, and I know what's gonna happen. We got one employee that had to take 40 names, so she's gonna have 40 appointments to take in a month or 2 months, and 40 appointments in 2 months, or
But we still don't know if we're.
is that unreasonable? No,
No, not at all.
not unreasonable at all. And we still have not, received all this, the financial side is not back to how we don't know when that's gonna happen.
Table number 1.
Table number one.
It's not gonna be easy, guys.
Request number two, request approval to apply for community water enrichment funds. Pump improvement project grant with a minimum amount of $156,000.
So,
What is this?
What is this
So
for?
what is it?
Yeah.
Water
I don't know
enrichment
anything
fund.
about it.
You got a
Don't
match?
we, don't we all,
Taiwan, I guess.
don't we always apply for a water enrichment project for the waterworks? Is this the same formality? It's just requested to apply for the application?
She just sent me
Is
the
there a
stuff to
match
put on
to
the
this?
agenda. I don't
Well, they
know.
put it up.
Waterworks handles it.
Waterworks.
Oh,
handle it.
Waterworks handle it.
Yeah,
We don't,
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it's anything.
So
Well, we gotta put a match money on anything.
Yeah.
No, it don't cost the parish.
It don't cost us
It don't
nothing.
cost,
And they-
don't cost
yeah.
the police jury.
All right, got a motion?
Yeah.
we have to do the admin side.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Alcone, second by Mr. Nakane, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Third, request approval to select a project for the gap funding and make applications $60,000.
So we had some discussion about that. I would like to allocate this for the culvert cleaner. It's not gonna facilitate the entire price. Cause it come back at like 93,000 for the same culvert. But, and I
We have a
had,
culvert cleaner right now,
we have one, yes, but when it breaks, everybody asks the question.
but do we need two?
Do you need another
We
one?
definitely
Yes or
could use
no?
it, yes.
But- Or you could use two of them at one time.
No.
No.
So no, I don't recommend it. We,
Okay, huh?
Well, they gotta come up with another project then. You got enough?
Normally we buy equipment with it.
what
It's a
about
lot
the man
easier.
lift? What about that man lift that's growing weeds behind the community center?
I can see about getting some pricing on
That big man lift,
That's in the grass.
it. You buy.
That's the one that used to be inside the building?
No, no.
No.
Mm.
There's a
It's
boom.
No,
The
it's
boom lift.
a man lift.
It's broken.
Yeah, there's some hydraulic problems
It was
inside the
over here,
tube.
then it moved around, but it's been back there.
Yeah, but I think need to be repaired if it's repairable.
That's our only one like that?
Yes.
I-
How often we use that?
We rent them most of the time. But we
No.
hadn't used that one. Oh, no, we don't use it very often.
I want to borrow it.
All right, figure out. which
Let's
one
look
to
at
put.
something we could buy, you know.
Equipment wise, it's a lot easier to spend than it is.
All right, once you get back with us on what you want to
Yep.
spend it on.
Okay.
So I have one suggestion, maybe to think about, Brian. So we don't have anytime you're lifting a pump or anything, you're using the excavator.
Right.
Right, so you gotta move the excavator there to do it.
Mhm.
Is there not a wheel cherry picker type thing that could be driven rather than having to move an excavator? To lift, so we're lifting equipment and not an
We'll have to
excavator?
have some mats. We're gonna have to mat the area because of the weight. I visited some to see if we had one that had tracks like an excavator, because it covers a large area, but it's very expensive.
You need medicine and all
Right.
that.
We'll just have to look at purchasing some mats and maybe that equipment. I'll look at the federal place in Baton Rouge to see if they have some surplus items that we might be able to pick up. To keep us at a lower cost.
What is our deadline for submitting the gap?
I don't know.
Brian, what about a smaller excavator, something you can load on a bump full trailer to go with, some.
The
cold
30s?
If the
Be easier
deadline
to work
comes
driveway,
to the show, we just put it on a special meeting. We need to hurry, make a
Yeah.
move.
Okay,
I'll put it no matter what.
All right, Brian, figure out a project.
Figure out
what you want,
something.
Let us know.
all right.
I'm up for request approval to select a project for the Love the Boat annual campaign.
Yeah, this was that cleanup campaign. I think Leroy did it in this area last year, so I guess we just need to find a location, I guess, over here, the courthouse or the community center cleanup day. I guess that's what it is.
Don't know the deadline on that one is. Nothing.
So,
Everybody come an idea what they
everybody
can
got
have
an
with
idea
that.
where y'all like to clean up, I guess?
My area for sure.
Yeah, Highway 70 need to be cleaned up. The travel road, side of the road.
I don't have nothing.
We'll get it,
Highway 1003 is a good project.
Oh, one gonna leak.
I'll put in for Highway 1003.
Put in for Highway 70.
my rate is what, 400?
400,
But I wait 400.
I wait
It's
401.
not like it's not a list we submit. We gotta then come up with a crew and we
No,
gotta,
so-
we gotta
so-
go do it.
So last year,
So you can take
They
your,
ain't coming and do it all
Yeah.
by
No,
No,
we gonna have to
man,
go do it.
no.
last year for Belrose Lane, it's just a process to submit the number of volunteers that came and so forth. They want to know how much trash you picked up so that they can include that in their promotional thing. So,
Leroy, is that when we provided like bags and to those individuals?
yes. And Dow has partnered before and would partner again with anybody that wants to do it. All we gotta do is contact Dow. They send some of their employees as volunteer hours
So we need one
to
area.
pick up, but it's not like you just name the place and then the crew is gonna show up to clean up for you. You know, you have to organize
We'll
the
pick one
event and get the
spot.
volunteers to fill it. But there are a lot of corporate partners, CF Industries sent a couple employees. So once we put the contacts out, to these companies to get volunteers, we were able to get quite a few, and we had a lot from the church down Belrose Lane and the citizens from down Belrose Lane.
All right, you got, how we wait?
10:03.
You gonna man that? All right, this.
Well, I think Tawanya's probably looking for a designated area so then she can start.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, y'all go with 10:03, I'll go with 10:03.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right,
All right.
make a motion to that effect.
adjourn.
We'll make a motion to that effect of the Highway 1003.
motion.
Motion by Nakane, second by Alcone, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn by Alcone, second by Nakane. Meeting adjourned.
Insurance Committee, Mr. Alcone.
Okay, we're going to get, it's been a while. Go ahead and get, get our meeting started, insurance committee, let the record reflect that all members are present. We got two items, discuss the current workers' compensation policy requirements for parish vendors. Who put this on the agenda?
I did, and I provided y'all with an email with some information and just some brief descriptions, and also provided what one of our zoning parishes and how they conduct their operations for smaller vendors in the parish to be able to, the facility to do business.
What we brought it up was we had the issue with 911.
Right, we had an issue with 911 generator and we could not make the repairs because our vendor was coming up in the yellow, and we can't do business with them because they have an owner exclusion on their workers' comp. So we had to stop the process and then try to facilitate getting their insurance corrected so we could do it. It took quite some time and we lost over a weekend. If we'd have lost a generator, we would have been in a situation. It really dampens our current ability to use our local people.
Costs us more money?
Correct?
Yeah.
Because if not, we have to go through a larger vendor to facilitate using them, which is an upcharge to us.
And the state carries a different.
State has a different policy and one of our adjoining parishes, and that's what I sent in the email in regards to what they use a workers' compensation indemnity clause for small businesses that do not have, or the state allows proprietary owners. The situation you run into with your larger companies is that the way it's stipulated, a person could be sitting in their office and not ever touch the field, but because they perform daily operations within the company, we require them to have workers' compensation. So the CFO of the company is sitting there and he's doing daily operations, he gotta have workers' compensation information. Otherwise, you can say, don't use us.
That's our policy.
That's our
That's our
policy,
policy.
correct. That's our
Correct.
policy.
Because he is not classified as an absentee. You can only have an exclusion on an absentee owner. An absentee owner is not somebody who sits in the office and just will not show up on that job today. An absentee owner is somebody that is an absentee owner. They are just an owner for paperwork or whatever reasons, but they are not present in the daily operations of the
And
business.
whenever it was presented to us, we were told that the jury has to purchase workers' comp insurance for those that do not have workers' comp insurance. Is that correct?
They pull certificates so that when they come in for our annual audit, they pull certificates, and when they're missing a certificate, we have to pay that.
Then the jury has to pay. So
If-
for,
If they approve that owner was on the property?
No.
No, not at
If
all.
we paid them and they didn't provide us with their workers' comp, then we have to pay workers' comp on it.
and
How many
that's,
times that happened?
Same thing you got.
We get audited every year.
How many times they found them?
I don't know. They don't tell us. They just bill us.
You don't know?
Do I know how many they pull and add at the
if
end?
I
No,
remember
do not know.
correctly,
How many
the year that it was an
workers' comp
issue, it was
we
like
got?
$1,800.
It's not a penalty.
No, I know.
I don't have that number.
Not a penalty.
I don't have that number. Do
How
not,
much?
I don't have that number. I
1,800?
don't have that number. They audit us every year, but we didn't propose this to be put into place. Y'all all looking at us just like
No.
Brian, like we did this. Our
They
insurance agent
suggested
came
we
here
do
and
it, yeah.
recommended
Yeah, it was
this
a
be put into
recommendation.
place.
It wasn't, I'm telling
Because
you, you gotta
this
do it.
creates a whole lot more work for all of us.
It
I
was
assure
recommended to
you.
be put in place so that we wouldn't have to pay for the workers' comp.
Correct.
But the new information that I understand from Brian is that if the contractor or the company signs this indemnity clause, then we do not have to pay that portion of workers' comp. That indemnity clause is the out for the parish to not have to put up that part of the bill. So it seems like there is another option that wasn't presented to us before.
I never heard
Is
of it.
workers' comp telling you that?
No, see this section right here? This is what the state
No,
utilizes.
No, no,
but
no,
this
no,
is
no.
from workman's comp.
That's,
Every
it's
year,
gotta come
you
from
get it,
workers'
I get it.
comp. Just
You
No
know,
because,
other
workers'
parishes
comp order.
require it.
And if I pay somebody that doesn't have it, I have to pay it.
exactly. I don't care
This
what the
is not a
state has
state,
something in
this is
indemnity.
workman's comp.
This is workers' comp that comes down and does this.
As a local business, as a
What is
local.
happening is the owner of the business. They're not coming out on the job and performing the work. It's the workers that's performing the work. But we are requiring them to have the owner listed on there.
Correct.
Correct,
And that is driving their workman's comp.
correct,
Mhm.
correct.
Which is
I
additional
am not
cost to us.
listed on my workman's comp.
You not?
I am not.
And you don't have to, though Louisiana law says you don't have to. This jury said, we not gonna, we want no exemptions except absentee.
As long
They
as
can
that
pull
owner is
that,
not
then that
performing
changes.
a daily task
But-
for us, I would be fine excluding.
But
it.
the
most of
problem
your
with that
little
is-
local guys are working owners.
That's the
Okay.
problem. We know most of these companies, so they pass in their certificates through us and they list in all the exemptions and we sitting here because we know them, because we in a small parish and we like kicking it back because we know they're not absentee. You know, it's like Jamie running his business and if you have a problem on that job, I bet you show up, huh? So there,
Oh, he
you
don't-
forfeited,
Oh, he
you
going. Oh, he
forfeited,
going.
you
Oh, he
forfeited,
going.
you're not being on a job and that's
Oh,
the
he going.
situation with this.
So we're losing money though,
Well, our
But
local
we
people not
protecting
able to
ourselves in
work.
the long
Correct.
run.
And look, the cost savings, if it's only $1,800, is substantial on the other side.
Yeah, we can eat that.
Yeah.
They up it.
But again, this list is provided probably twice a week to every administration person employed by this parish with the deadline of the certificates. They could be proactive and reach out and call their vendors and say, hey, your certificate's getting ready to expire next month. If you want to continue doing business with the parish, you might want to get that updated. It shouldn't have to wait till when Brian's filling out a PO and it comes to our office and, oh, let's check and see that. Nope, they're not active. We're not
We get a
doing it.
list twice, we get
For
it.
small business to include an owner on his workman's comp, it would cost him $12,000 a year. Additional, $12,000. He's not gonna do it to do one or two jobs in the parish.
No.
That's why he signed it.
That's why he trying to come up with an indemnity.
Mike,
clause.
how good is it?
You heard of that, Mike?
No, I
Piece of
mean,
paper.
Sir?
Piece of paper.
Piece of paper.
Piece of
But you-
paper, just
I'm
like.
not
the
saying
It happen
I'm against
anytime.
it. I just, again, we have a policy. You guys call me a lot. I get a lot of calls about that.
I know
And
you do,
It's
but-
from everybody that has a complaint with the coverage. Again, other parishes operate, the state operates with the exemption. I think this is a question for the auditor as well as to whether or not we're gonna get dinged for having the indemnity. I've never spoken to the auditor, so I don't know. I don't know.
So you think Amco fence on there? Amco Fence and Steel Company, they did our fencing at the jail. Their insurance doesn't expire till 11/26/2026. 11/26/2026. They're highlighted in yellow because they have a owner exclusion on their workers' comp, we can't use.
Right, and I've had several vendors reach out to me and ask me about it, and I told them simple. I said, put a line item on your quote saying this is the cost that it takes to do business with Suffolk Parish. So we're paying it regardless. You know, I mean, there's nothing. I don't know, I think.
Have we spoken to the auditor about the indemnity?
No, not about the indemnity. Brian just brought this up. It's not an audit matter that we're dealing with, no, or
But I'm
not.
saying if we
It's-
have that measure, do we then get, do they pay it on our behalf or on the individual vendor's behalf?
We'd have to,
with
it's
that
not,
clause?
we'd have to reach out to workers' comp because they're the ones that come in and do the audit and they pull the certificates and they do the final audit and say, this is what you owe us based on your last year and who you paid.
So that's a one-time a year charge that we have to pay.
Well, they do a workers' comp audit every year, at the end of the year, and they look at every vendor that we've paid, and then they look at our certificates for contract services, and they match them.
Or in the alternative, like
Yep.
Kim described, somebody's on site, doesn't have workers'
you get a
compensation, they
lawsuit.
get injured, and then that's on the jury.
And then they're coming back on us. If they had their own coverage, they would be going back. That's why we discussed this when we talked, when we were renewing our workers' comp carrier, and we had so many pending litigations. We were trying to look at avenues to reduce our exposure, and that was a recommendation by our provider.
How many times have we ever been?
All it takes is one.
Yeah, but I
Got one
mean,
going right
you
now.
can live
for
in fear all your life,
somebody.
but
It happens. As Jamie said a while ago,
The
we get
Food
sued all the
Parish,
time.
the Food Parish does this.
Correct.
The Food Parish
Correct.
does this. And I guarantee every other parish around us has this addendum clause in the contracts. Why we can't?
I didn't say you
That-
couldn't.
that's-
I
that's-
said you adopted a policy. This board adopted
I
a
know you-
policy. We are following it. If you want to revoke that policy, then do it. Then we don't have to follow it anymore. But I'm telling you why we put the policy in place. If we want to go backwards
That was
again,
an accident.
add it to the list again, measures that we recommended and y'all do it away with.
Okay,
It's-
about cut.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's just frustrating. We're doing our job to try to do what's right. Jamie talks constantly about Joseph needs to be representing us and doing what's best for this parish, and that's what we're doing. My job is not to make it easy for everybody. I'm sorry. It's frustrating.
I get it, but we got emergency
Yes, we put
situation.
this, but we
Don't-
put
Yeah,
that-
that's the only bad
Again,
thing.
it's an
Don't-
emergency situation that his administration got a copy of that and knew when that certificate was
We put
going
it
to
in effect,
expire.
but if
They
you
were
would
not
like
They
to,
can put
expired.
something into play a month in
The
advance and
insurance
reach out and
agent
call.
is
They
the
weren't
one that told us
expired.
that we needed to do it because
They
we
weren't
would
what?
save.
They weren't expired.
Bill.
They just have an all exclusion on there, which
If they
wasn't the way it was
highlighted in yellow,
presented
they
prior
knew that
to.
it needed attention. So again,
I
there's
would like
ways
to
that we can
see,
be
I would like to
proactive.
get workman's comp, but what this indemnity clause would do for us. That's what I like to see.
I don't really even see a clause. Where's the clause?
It's on the, third page.
I sent an email with it too.
I
It ain't here.
don't
It ain't
have-
here.
I don't have it for.
I only got the first one.
We don't
Yeah,
have.
I got a couple extra copies of it now.
Value.
Yeah, you got something there?
May I make a comment on
Yes.
this? The problem really is a lot bigger for those of us who are trying to meet these requirements. I'll give you an example. PVP contractors did our fencing and drainage. We should have some warranty work that we would want to go back to them. They totally refused to add the clause that we're requiring according to your procedure. They were even willing to sign an indemnity of some kind. Their insurance company called me and said, we're not doing it. That is not legal to put that statement there. They are able to be excluded based on the state's law. Another issue, we have a John Deere tractor. We need it repaired. They could not come on our premise to pick up our John Deere tractor, go back and work on it and bring it back because they needed to change their workers' comp with clause. So our choice is to find a volunteer who's gonna pick up our tractor and go bring it to John Deere and bring back, because they couldn't come on our property even to work on it. So you have companies now, insurance companies, TVD's not the only one, John Deere was the second one, who are saying, I'm not putting that clause on there. It is my right in this state law to be an excluded owner, and that's all you need. And so we can't, we're stuck. So we need your help, we really do. And the other thing I want to add is our small businesses, guys. This is our workforce. This is our tax dollars. If we don't figure out how to give them an opportunity to do business with government as well, we've left them out. And it's not going to help us. If you ask them to pay an occupational license and get workers' comp, that's a big chunk. Now, we want them to have the occupational license because that's what they should do. But if the state law says, I don't have to carry workers' comp, and I've turned in my valid information to my insurance carrier, I don't know what argument we have. So they go to the other parishes and they do the work because they can. And we lose them. So I asked you to consider changing your workers'
I
comp.
agree with you. 100%.
Thank you.
I don't mind the owner being excluded if he's not working on the project. That's it.
So we'll have further discussion on this item as it pertains to, this indemnity clause, hopefully at the next meeting. So we'll add this to the next, add this item back to the next.
The way,
What?
we gotta reach out to,
Who?
Our workers' comp.
Our workers' comp
Our workers'
provider
comp
to see.
people. Yeah, our workers' comp people. Item number 2, presentation from, Solace Facilities Insurance. Did I pronounce it right? Sailors? Sailors? Sailors.
I have a PowerPoint presentation. Do you have a
Right
place
here.
I can plug in?
Justin, yeah. No, can do it.
I've got a laptop.
Yeah, if you got a laptop.
Right now.
Right there, Brian.
Right.
Right there. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for bearing with me, kind of pulling that together. On behalf of our company of sales
Name,
facilities.
sir?
I'm sorry.
Name for the record?
My name is Brad Gary and I'm the principal of Sales Facility Assurance. Appreciate y'all giving us the time this evening to present possible service for Assumption Parish. As I've sat here and listened to y'all, trying to figure out where to find money for pay for things, I'm happy to come up here and present something that will be paid for with a funding source, and that is through insurance savings. I'm gonna go through that in a little bit detail coming up of how we save your surrounding parishes money by documenting facilities so that the underwriters know more detail to get more competitive premiums and lower their insurance premiums. So with that said, just to give you a little bit of history of who I am, and I don't know if because y'all looking back up on this screen.
Yeah, we come on that one, but it's not working for whatever reason.
You switched on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sharing it. When you share it and you just press this and it'll go. I have to do it without it,
Display
Brian.
output on the PC.
Should just do it on that. But. You do it from your hip.
I can do it. There's a lot to see on here that's very impressive, but I can tell y'all, because I'm not asking here for y'all to approve the service tonight. I'm actually asking for permission to do a free sample of our product to show benefits and come back to y'all and report on that. So I can kind of tell y'all what we do in a nutshell, and I'll tell you a little bit of who I am. I'm actually an architect. I'm a West Side boy, grew up in Plattman, married a girl from White Castle. Been very fortunate to grow a nice firm. We specialize in municipal work. About 10 years ago, after one of the hurricanes, Iberville Parish School System went to make an insurance claim. And they found out they had buildings that didn't have coverage, had wrong coverage, buildings that they tore down that they were still paying insurance on. So they hired us to fix their insurance documents. And when we finished what we did with them, we found about a 20% insurance premium savings. So we, of course, the light bulb went off. Let's bring this to our other clients. Brought it to EBR school system. They were probably 10 times the size of Iberville. Same results. Found so many discrepancies, about a 15 to 20% insurance savings. So we continue to do this for clients over the years through COVID. And after COVID, y'all know exactly what happened. Prices for everything went through the roof. Hurricanes hit. And we started getting calls from the insurance company and said, we want to bring y'all to our clients. Because everybody's premiums are going through the roof, but everybody y'all do services for kind of stayed stable. So they brought us over to St. James, and we met with their parish president, their CFO, and we said, let us do a sample for you. So we did their courthouse. So we went in, they provided their statement of values, and if I showed you their statement of values, had very limited information. We provided a lot of detailed information, but when we finished the assessment of their courthouse, I went and I told the parish president, you're over-insuring this building by about 15% right now. He had just had appraisals done on every building in his parish. I said, but because of the detailed information that we are gathering, you're gonna save probably about another 15%. He said, so you're telling me a 30% savings right here? He said, no brainer. He pulled the trigger on our services. We went through the process. We got invited to the table with the parish on their renewal. Their insurance was slated to double. They were paying about $1 million. It's gonna go up to $2 million. This is why they looked at bringing us in. When they renewed, they went up 40%. They saved $600,000 on their insurance premiums annually. So I looked at Pete and I said, well, you know what this tells us? And he said, well, I said, I didn't charge him enough. We charged him $120,000 deferred over 3 years. We defer our payments over a 3-year to 5-year so we can use those insurance savings. Now, since we did this 3 years ago, we've calculated that St. James has saved about $2 million, $600,000 a year, but then we've come back every year and went through their insurance, and we actually saw things that they could self-insure and made recommendations. So not only did it pay for our services, they actually got money that they could put to other things. So that's kind of our story of what we did. Now, what you can't see and is in our presentation, if I'm able to come back and we do a sample, I'll show you, but we actually document facilities to where we go in, we do virtual imaging, we fly drones, we climb in the attics, we get so much detailed information and quantify that we give to the underwriters to get that premium. But as a byproduct, we actually have a facility product that gives you accurate site plans, floor plans, and virtual imaging. We give you all your before pictures before a claim. We fly a drone every year and inspect every roof, and it's all a living database. It's always updated. You will never have to get an appraisal again. It's very affordable on an annual basis for us to update this. If you change a facility, we go back out, we document it, we turn the information back over to your insurance company to do so. And in my presentation, what I do have is I have a lot of testimonials and referrals that I can give you of the surrounding parish, from Iberville Parish and school systems and St. James. We're about to start with Fouche Parish on this. Because the big thing is it's not that I'm coming here to ask you for money. I'm coming here to ask you for an opportunity to show you that we can try to do some savings for you guys. So if y'all would give me permission to actually talk with whoever's in charge of your insurance, maybe even your insurance agent, that we pick one facility, we'll go out, do our full services, show a comparison, come back in front of you and say, hey, this is what we're looking at, what you're missing, your potential savings here. So.
Any questions, gentlemen?
All about saving money.
Yeah.
So this this trial run,
Mhm.
uh, that you're asking, and you're also asking for permission to speak with our insurance carrier.
And don't have to, if you want us to, we can. It's just, what we like to do is get a copy of your statement of values for your insurance and the details in it. And I will show you a true comparison of what you have, what you're missing. And I will show you the discrepancies that what you have on your books and what you actually have. So in St. James, when we did the courthouse, they said that the appraiser just went in and said they had 54,000 square feet of building. They actually had 45. Appraisers do work up here and gather limited detail. We get way down in the weeds. And so when you go to make a claim for insurance, if you're dealing with FEMA, we've already quantified everything on your buildings. Things are so much easier. And look, as an architect, we represent a lot of FEMA claims. St. James School System is suing their insurance company right now because they have $2 million worth of damage. Insurance company wanted to give them two. We go to mediation with them next month. Had this system been in place, we'd have had all the before pictures to prove what was there before. So it's got a lot of benefits. The graphics would show a lot more, and I'm more than happy when I come back. Hopefully we can get it up on the screen, but show y'all all the bells and whistles. But really for now, there's no cost for what we do to come out and show you a sample of what we can do. And like I said, if you just point us to who we need to talk to with the parish, that can help us, and then what facility we would want to do. Now, like I said, look, East Baton Rouge Parish School System, we performed this 10 years ago. They saved over $20 million since then from what we've done. So it's not just paying for our service, it just keeps going after that. Premiums come down, y'all continue to get the savings on it, so.
You made a comment by, I think it was St. James Parish, where you possibly recommended some facilities self-insured.
Yes, and it's not just a facility. So Parks and Rec. So we document everything that's out there, even if you don't want to insure it. Aluminum bleachers, lighting, scoreboards, everything, because we know we're documenting. You may not want to insure it, but you may have a FEMA claim later. So we said, hey, do you really want to insure these aluminum bleachers? Because if they get damaged, they don't meet your deductible anyway. They actually pulled all their water towers off because they said, we're not gonna put towers back up, we're gonna put tanks. So they said, we'll self-insure and take the risk. So this day and age of where we're looking at in insurance, you're gonna start to have to do some self-insuring and taking some risks. And y'all may be doing that already. Oh, you got it up? I don't know if y'all wanna kind of go through, and I can kind of skip, but I will show you some of the bells and whistles real quick. Appraisers kind of do what's in green, the other services and the details of what we gather when we go through. St. James, I told you the story. This is the courthouse building. That's their statement of values. And we see this a lot of times from a lot of municipalities. They're very limited. So of these 30-something items that you see right here, St. James had maybe 4. So the fact that they don't have detailed information, the underwriters, they don't know what they're insuring. So what they do, when it's missing, they grade an F in the columns that they're missing. When we give them the information, now they know what they're getting. So when we finish ours, this is what ours look like with all the documentation and information. But then when we're done, we sit down with our client and we tell them our findings before we turn it in insurance. And let's talk about what do we want to tweak in here. It's not just, hey, here's our findings, go to insurance. We sit down and say, okay, let's talk about it, self-insurance, or do y'all want to take risks in some places? Our platform, this is a secure platform. We went find the tops in the state, the guys that built the LA wallet out to build ours, because we have sensitive information. We got, virtual imaging and documents of jails, police stations, schools. So we have a 2-part authentication to where you can get into it. And then this is kind of some pictures of our platform here. So you can see this is St. James, all their facilities up top. You can see the courthouse. When you click on it, it'll actually bring up that accurate site plan. When you click on that building, it's going to bring up that accurate floor plan. If you click anywhere in that floor plan, it's going to bring you to a virtual imaging. So here you got it. And look, this tool is used by a lot of our clients for much more than insurance, the facility guys. You're going to see tags in here where we can tag different things. Fire extinguishers, and we tag and we put dates on when they need to be serviced. Utility cutoffs, very important of what we do. So if you've got an emergency at a building and your facility guys across the parish, you can call and tell somebody, go into the electrical panel and turn off circuit number 15. And you can see that here. And then the same thing on the exterior. What we do list, as you can see, there's electrical shut off. It's got entity's number, telephone number and account number. So with emergency, you put things at your fingertips. We're extracting information out of people before they retire and putting it in a living system. Clean outs, shut offs, everything. And guess what? If they retire and they're gone, it's still in this document. We go out and we take a picture. If it's a clean out underground, we'll dig a hole. You can see there, it tells you where to shut off in an emergency too. So it's a lot of bells and whistles on here. And then kind of the benefits that I talked about on here. So the living database, the insurance, the FEMA piece, annual drone and of roofing. And when we do a drone inspection, we actually give a report to our clients to say, go fix this. Here's a proactive. Hey, we noticed shingles were missing on the corner of this roof. And then we actually send a letter to the manufacturer and say, we did your annual inspection, so you don't have to worry about warranty claims. So there's a lot of bells and whistles into this. And then the main thing, I'm gonna point out one thing on here before, the last thing, flexible payment options. Some of our clients, we perform our services normally. We don't build a thing until we give you the product. Some of our clients, we actually waited to the renewal on their insurance so they can actually start getting money. A lot of flexibility of what we're looking at on here. School mapping, and I know y'all are not a school system, but the state mandated that every school has to have mapping, which is a floor plan overlaying a site plan. We were doing that with our system for our clients anyway. So we said, you know what? We're gonna do that for all our clients. So what you have is, that's with the school mapping. It's a floor plan over aerial image with a grid on it. Why not try to protect everybody in public buildings and not just schools? So if your police department is gonna try to protect life, let them protect life everywhere. Now, one thing that we do have, and it was in here, and I didn't point it out, we share our services free of charge with first responders. Fire departments actually use our system, and I know it's on one of my slides. They use our system in the firehouse. They pull it up on it. They walk through buildings and do training on it. Police departments do too. We tell them they could use it for training. They can use it for an emergency, but we can't guarantee because if they don't have an internet connection, because this is all cloud-based. And then, as I said, the last piece that was in here, see if I can get to it. You didn't zap me over there, did you? See, I might do it here. I might have a dead battery. There we go. It was just my last slide. And like I said, not to take my word, I'm in here to try to sell something, of course. I'm glad to come in and tell you I got a funding source to be able to pay for it. But it's not so much to take our word for it, it's to take our client's word. And these are the people in your surrounding parish in this area that know us, know what we do. They can tell you exactly. Call Pete up over in your next parish. He's gonna tell you, because when I told Pete, I said, Pete, I didn't charge enough. He said, no, Brad, you tell people to call me and I'm gonna tell them what your system did for our parish. And so, like I said, only thing I'm requesting tonight is let me do a sample for the parish. I'll come back and present my findings and we can talk again then.
I have no objection, no cost of anything.
I got a question for you. How many of your clients, what percentage of them had a premium savings after your review?
Well, I'll answer that the correct way, is that they all had a premium savings. Some of them were underinsured, and we find that some are underinsured. But if we would have renewed at the same amount, we're still seeing that 15 to 20% savings. Our clients that are underinsured, we sit at the table and we talk about how do we start getting them to the right insurance coverage. So if we come in and we find out that you're 20% underinsured, we're not blowing the whistle and going to the insurance company and say, oh, well, y'all got to pay this. We actually have plans to put in place to do so. But probably I would say that complete reduction, we've seen about half of what we've done, but they all actually got an insurance premium savings. It's just the fact that they were underinsured kind of made some of them go up as well. Now, the one quote on here in the bottom right-hand corner, and I think I mentioned from St. James, is they actually had 3 consecutive years of premium reductions. Their insurance agent said they were the only client in that 3-year. Now, as y'all know, insurance premiums have come down as of lately. We haven't had storms and stuff, so that's good. But in the beginning years, everybody's was going up when we started bringing them down. So our cost structure is a cost per square foot that we do. So that way, hey, it's whatever we assess and how many square feet you have. It's not a number that's gonna move, so it's whatever we find, that's what we have. And when we do propose this and we put a cost, we sit down with your finance and we say, hey, how do we pay for this? How long do we want to put this? When do we want to start payments? So there's a lot to it, but like I said, for us, we can come back and go into more detail, so.
So what I need the confidence in is knowing that we're gonna save more than what you're gonna cost us to do it. How do I have that confidence? Yeah, they can say that, you put the good ones. I don't know how many bad ones are. That's what I'm asking.
Actually, I can give you all the reference for everyone we did this product for and let you call everyone. And every single one loved this product. It's always accurate. So I would tell you the St. Charles school system put this in place. They hadn't touched their insurance documents in 20 years. They were insuring buildings for $100 a square foot. The insurance company came in and said, I can't get you insurance unless you update your documents. Nobody's believing that you got buildings worth $100 per square foot. You have to change them. So we went in, they were underinsured. They were gonna go up a good bit. When we sat down, we figured out how to keep that minimum with them. And one of the board members asked in that meeting when we presented, thought we were gonna save some money on this. You know, I thought our premiums were gonna go down. And look, their insurance person had to explain, we hadn't touched this in a while and we were underinsured. But if we had a storm and a building got destroyed, we wouldn't have the money to replace it. And she said, how do we know this is never gonna happen again? I said, I can answer that because this is always updated. This is a living database. When you need your numbers, you don't ever have to worry about you getting behind. We are always consistently updating. So your question that you asked, what I will do is I'll come back with more information on that in the future to give you that, you know, what those clients are saying. And like I said, this is a handful of them, but yeah, I would give you every single client because I don't think we have a single client that says this is a bad system. They all will endorse it. In fact, we recently met with the Commissioner of Insurance to present our product, and he was excited. He said, y'all detailing the effort is going to help out municipalities get detailed information so they can get proper coverage and get better premiums in a competitive market. So St. James had 9 underwriters participate. You had 20-something underwriters in this state before COVID and hurricanes, and it went way down. When we had those participate, the insurance agent saying we might get 1 or 2 that'll participate, or maybe 3. They're just not getting the interest in it, is what's happening. When you tell them what they're insuring, they know what they're insuring, they'll take the risk. So, but you know what? Let's see what I find. Let's do a sample and come in, and I'm more than happy to present that. And if look, we way off and we're not a good fit, then all I can say is thank you for your consideration. But we'll see if it works. So, but like I said, we're doing LaFouche, we did Everville, we did St. James, we've done a lot of others, but we've done some of your neighboring parishes too. So
Might be a good idea for you to be in Lake Charles on March 4th, 5th, and 6th at the Police Jury Convention and present your product to 64 parishes, so.
I'm gonna be there already. So, and we presented to a good bit already at the LMA too. So we have, it's there. And look, it's something that's good. And look, and for some of our clients, we actually phase this in. Some say, hey, we want to do X amount of buildings at a time. We don't have to do everything up front. But we like doing everything up front and then defer our payments because you get everything up front. You can start getting those savings and have that impact. So.
Well, the question back, like Leroy said, and you heard earlier in the meeting, in our meetings, you know, we're not broke, but we gotta cut, we gotta save. No problem. Huh?
We broke.
Well, hey, and that's why I'm if I didn't have a funding source, I think I'd have packed my bag and walked out the door after hearing all that. But I think we have a funding source to help pay for a product that can benefit in more ways than one first package. So.
Gotcha.
So can I entertain a motion, to authorize
Pre-trial.
Brad with, Salus Facilities Insurance to do 1 sample run? Can I entertain a motion? Is that the motion? Well, motion by Jeff, second by Mike, no, motion by Jamie, all in favor? All opposed, ayes have it, Where's parish manager?
Sure, is it?
What building do you normally see the biggest savings on, like the biggest
Yeah.
discrepancies?
It differs, because I'm gonna tell you, older buildings, this is the trick of it. To build an older building the way it was built would cost a fortune for some building. When you got solid brick walls, do we have to insure them for exactly what's there? These are some of the tricks that we've learned. And what's surprising is the insurance company, which I wouldn't have thought they would have come to the table to say, hey, let's figure out how to do this, because that's their premiums, that's where they're making money. They actually want to bring the service to our clients because they need to show their value before you go shop around with another insurance company. So we see it, some of the older buildings, but we found some tricks to get around of, hey, a 3-story courthouse that was built in 1910, to rebuild that. It's not the same. You can't build it the way things used to be built, you know, and all the plaster. So, but, it differs. I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you why it differs, is because you are relying on information from several other companies that actually put this information together, and who knows what's accurate and who knows what's not accurate. We file appraisals all the time, and I say appraisals make us look good because they're so general and up here when we get into the detail. So it just depends on how good your information is. What I can do is, we can certify our information that we do.
We don't even have appraisals on our bill.
We don't.
So we may start from scratch, but somebody came up with numbers for y'all to start this process.
Our values are based on cost.
On construction costs?
That's all we have.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, when you insure something on construction costs, insurance is not going to pay for slab, streets, infrastructure. You gotta remove. Remove that. Okay. And so, well, and that, at least that's a good start of where you are. But if you did it after COVID, some of your numbers may be higher than what they need to be. I'm sure some of your numbers are gonna be lower. That's why I said, I love doing a sample, and we pick a building and we go through it and we see what we come up with. So,
Let's say, guys, let's pick a building.
Could you spell your last name for me?
Guerin.
And it's Greg?
Brad.
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 That's what I was thinking.
Y'all
I
think-
thought it's community center.
Community center?
Community center or courthouse.
Let's go.
I'm gonna tell you now, though, and I don't have this up anymore, but your facility guys, I mean, they've got floor plans. When you hire architects, we can share the virtual imaging. Contractors can use it during the bidding process. There's so much more that this is used for than just what we're talking about, so.
Okay, so Brad, we've already voted to authorize you to do the sample run. The building is going to be, our parish community facility, community center, located at, what is it, 4910? What it is? 41?
Yeah, I think so. 4910 Highway 308.
Yeah, 4910 Highway 308. Mr. Brian Blankenship is our parish manager. You will connect with him, to do the, sample run.
We'll get the statement of values.
Yeah, if you give me that would help.
All right, motion to adjourn. Mr. Bro, got a motion by Mr. Bro, got a second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? All opposed, meeting adjourned.
All right, solid waste meeting. Let the record reflect that all members are present. Discuss the wishes of the jury regarding the upcoming contract expirations for the residential garbage collection and the bulky waste. Expires June 30th, 2026.
Yeah, I guess I'll put that on there just so get the wishes of the jury, which I want to go forward, for as residential and bulky waste. Residential wise, personally, I'm satisfied with residential.
I am too.
Bulky waste, we had a lot of issues up front, got a whole lot better now. But I would love to see a 40-yard boom truck in the parish daily. We advertised, and we put literature out there and stuff, our social media stuff, like we pick up twice a month, and lo and behold, trash is out the next day after the truck passed, might have burned me up more than that, you know, and big piles. Golly, why people don't pay attention, but anyway, that's the nature of the beast. But,
Big,
but I like to see it, personally, I like to just, I like to see a truck, a 40-yard truck. And we had it before with the prior hauler, but the problem we had with them is it worked good when it worked every day. If y'all remember the older guys, it worked good when it was here every day. The problem is when the residential driver didn't show up, residential driver didn't show up, they pull our boom truck. Then we got behind quick, and it was a disaster. It was a disaster. So, just my opinion. I mean, the bulky ways got better now, but I think we.
it wouldn't pay us to buy our own truck.
No,
It's actually,
no, I know, no, not at all.
it's actually, no.
I know, no, a lot of residential. That's just my thoughts. We got a little time, but not a lot of time, and the guy would, no.
I mean, I rode my areas and my piles are under control, very few piles out
Yeah,
there.
because it's closer to the,
You know, now that the guys have caught up on everything, I just think that, you know, if we go with a truck every day, I think the price of the service is gonna go up.
Well, that's why you go with RFQ, but not RFQs. It's an addendum, just give an addendum of the, contract. Just give you a quote. Give holler. They'll say we have to take it. You know.
I agree, we had trouble with the bulky waste in the beginning, it has gotten better. But I'd like to see trip tickets, scale tickets, whenever we request them.
That's something we can
We
have a
Add
conversation
to the
to
contract.
make a, what you call
Upon
it?
request, they have to provide us a scale ticket and a manifest.
So what do Waste Pro gonna do when they go to the dump? They gonna provide one too?
Yeah, anytime we request it. I'd like to
One
see that in the
thing,
contract.
it's a bit more of a yardish at a time, man. That 2 scoop is not.
Well,
not
that's
enough.
that's something that can be discussed as
Definitely
well.
you gotta discuss,
You know,
contracts.
We put those stipulations at 2 and 4 yard, well, 4 yards for vegetation and 2 yards for, C and D based off. Well, I might be wrong, 4 and what? It's 4 and 4?
4
There's
years.
no differentiation.
Okay, well, 4 and 4, my bad, 4 and 4, based off a unit price
Yeah.
per household, right? And what our customers can afford. 2 things I like to say. We don't get, for the old guys and the new guys, your phones don't ring a third of probably what they used to ring from begin 5 years ago.
Oh, that, no, we talking about.
Your phones don't ring,
The regular garbage, no, it don't ring.
you don't ring.
But the.
The bulky one is
bulky
stopped
one,
maybe
it
2
does.
years ago, year and a half ago.
So
I still had.
a couple of things have happened. Our service throughout the parish has gotten better. Our residents are now well-informed and educated on how our system works.
Not good enough, though.
Like, well, we can continue to educate them. It's better. It's gotten better. And at the end of the day, with the service being there, the cost is still reasonable if we can stay locked in at the prices we are. Remember one thing, 5 years ago, when we got locked in with garbage and bulky waste, it was before COVID. And if you want to do some homework, I guarantee, and I'm not a trash guy, not a ton guy, but I guarantee you over them 5 years, if you do a cost analysis, I guarantee it in the range of anywhere between $1 and $2 more for what the going rate might be going now. So just think about that. Yes, we want that great service for the people that we serve. But at the end of the day, we know that's a cost they only can bear.
The thing that I'd like to see considered in the contract is, and I understand there'd be additional costs, but it's a cost to clean up the illegal dump sites. You know, to have them pick up, so right now, like I have streets that, you know, cane field on one side, houses on the other side. If the resident puts the trash has an illegal dump on the opposite side, it's not getting picked up. It has to be in their yard. All right, so I would like to see, even if it's extra, I understand that, but the more trash that collects in that area, it becomes normal and other people start adding to that pile. So if we have these illegal dumps that can be cleaned up, And if we get one, we call them, they pick it up within a week. Then we don't have to have more trash piling up over there. I think some sort of pricing structure where we have them come, pick up that.
Per dumpster.
They've got that also. Called them before, on some of my small streets back of town. Say, look, the homeowners can put it across the street.
Yeah.
It's a legit pile and they do.
Right, but some of these are not legit piles and they're still on the side of the street.
Right.
And back at your house, they're out there with the rakes.
When you
Reagan.
start talking,
That was
when you
town.
start talking about illegal dump sites,
That was in town.
it's gonna
What
be.
they pay, what contract they got?
It's a
problem
different contract than a,
Well, it's already a problem. We
Because
gotta figure a way to
Right
attack
in
it.
Ward 4, it got
yeah.
a lot of illegal dump sites.
Right, but we have no method to clean them up right now except for going through the dumpsters we're paying for right now through Road and Bridge.
Well, if you remember, when there were piles that were out of spec. it
Not out
was
of
the-
spec pile.
Huh?
He's not talking about out of spec pile.
Illegal pile.
He talking about illegal pile. Like what you got at the back of,
Yeah. Massey Lane.
Massey Lane.
Yeah, Massey Lane, right, so,
That can get very costly.
yeah,
Nobody,
yeah.
I'm sure none of the residents see anyone going back there dumping trash either.
That area right there, they in the bed, it's 5 o'clock, they that up there, that,
You know, we got residents coming from Downsville dumping
they got young.
and everywhere else. You know, some of it's our own residents, but
Believe me, I know, I've been through it plenty of times.
So anyway, just kick it around, just put a food for thought, but
Yeah.
probably next meeting, we got to
We gotta pay
just
for it.
conversations are what we need.
Yeah.
So the other thing on the residential side, in our current contract, it says that the garbage needs to be out by 5 a.m. and the truck starts at 6 a.m. Monday morning, 4:23 is when the truck passed by my house. If it's in the contract, we need to enforce it.
Some of us, they try to get out a little early.
yeah,
It's winter right now.
I know.
They do it during the summer
Better
and the
than 2 in the
winter.
morning an hour.
And look, they started, the first few months, they started right at 6 and it is, but it started getting earlier and earlier. And look, 4:23 in the morning to wake people up is unacceptable.
Yeah, I'll make that call.
Yeah.
but
That's
let me
easy.
ask you this question. I mean, it's been happening in my area for a long time, but I haven't got one complaint about it.
I have.
I have several complaints
have-
about it.
Okay.
And whenever they pass at 4:30 in the morning, and the resident didn't put his garbage out, and he goes at 5 or 6 and put it out, I call him and tell him to come back and pick
And
Yeah,
it
they got
up.
the 24 hours to
They-
do it, that's right.
They will
That's
come back
right.
and get it.
Yeah, they come back and get
They've
it.
been following that. It's just the too early in the
Too
morning,
early.
waking people up. And look, I know it's only on the beginning portion of the route. But that beginning portion of the route begins in my area, 996 at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I get it.
Well, that's a start point, huh?
She had a long
Okay,
clock.
that's fine.
That's good.
All right.
That's good.
I'm gonna just double check the contracts to see what our term is, 60 days or 90 days to where we have to entertain a renewal or not. I'll double check
Yeah,
that.
that is it.
Okay, motion to adjourn by Mr. Dean, second by Mr. Federal.
No, I'll second.
I'm not on it. I'm not.
I'll second. James.
Second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor? Any opposed?
We'll get the Engineering Grants Committee meeting started. Let the record reflect all members are present. Update from GIS Engineering.
Good afternoon, Joe Lamar, progressing along, we, finalized our plans, and they are, we're doing the ITR on them right now, just make sure everything's straight. I got in touch with our environmental department, and so, tomorrow I have a meeting with them, they're gonna start pulling what they need to apply for the permit. I'll be getting with Mr. Blankenship regarding the landowners that are gonna be affected to get the construction servitudes. Now that we have our ditch sizes. So that's progressing along. I would anticipate probably going to, attempting to go to bid sometime in March.
Okay.
Bid, in 30 days and there, so April, and late April, hopefully go to construction. Belrose Lane, what they said is.
Good. Brian's working on something like that right now, but so just to be clear, GIS is there just for the the Bacon Davis compliance.
But I believe we also have bidding on this one as well.
Yes, thank you.
So to facilitate the bidding, so, whenever y'all ready, just let us know, we'll get the plans, get it uploaded to central bidding as well as the, parish site and,
Can you give us an update if you can on Quincy and St. Vincent Canal?
Yes, I sure can. And I actually printed out, or I kind of typed up something, and got it in front of y'all. Let's see. So right now, Conscient, Canal, we're, currently working on 90% design package. And we anticipate on delivering that within the next month to 6 weeks. The permit application has been submitted. The anticipated timeline for that is 6 months. However, the timeline may vary, contingent on the agency's comments. And, we're also addressing the, internal comments, right now. Bayou St. Vincent, we're reviewing the Arcadis H&H model and provide comments by next week and, we anticipate Arcadis finalizing that H&H report within the next month, which will allow us to begin, design. Prior to that, we'll have to get the contract, signed with, the parish, with the scope of work and the fee for y'all review. The next month or so.
This is great.
Is that like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff requested, so we'll put that together.
Yeah.
Every meeting. And I'll probably have to eliminate some of the plans that, or some of the, on there that expired.
Jeff, on the permit application under the Conscient Canal, a few emails have been coming back with comments. My email is listed on there, for the parent. I know the emails go to GIS and I'm copied on them. Do you want to be copied on them as president? Or do you want me to keep it as engineer? I mean, the grants
me
committee.
also. Add me to it.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions for GIS? All right, update from the Planners Design Group. Thank you, Dwayne.
Joe Gillery, DDG. You want to talk about the meeting today or
Yeah, so we have no activity. So Gerald Street levy, there was a submission to the state to request forgiveness.
yeah, then we reported on that a couple of months ago. That wasn't not gonna happen. We informed you then that there is a potential revamp of the rule. Public comment period is closing yesterday, tomorrow, any day now. But then you have a couple of months before that's actually gonna be finalized. So, so no movement on that at all.
And so for the ring levies?
We met today to discuss the scope of work proposal.
So what we propose?
So we met, there's 7 new stations that we're looking at. It's a combination of capital outlay dollars and Go Mesa funding. So the first step will be having DDG design one of the pump stations. They're gonna design the decks and the levee system. The pumps will be part of the capital outlay project. Savoy Engineering has that side of it. Once they do that first one, then we can extend the budget to develop the project to do the full scope design and then go out to bid. So, we worked through with accounting and getting all of that. Make sure everybody's on the same page of how we're proceeding forward. So I entertain a motion to authorize to receive the cost estimate for this phase of work from DDG
The first structure.
for the first structure only. And pending the cost analysis and review by the parish attorney, then we would authorize the president to sign for them to move forward with the design of the first station.
With the understanding that we'll design all of them and bid them together.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is a cost estimate. They don't know what it's gonna cost us to build it.
After you build it first.
We're gonna draw them all
After
up.
you
We have to
design.
design the first one
Design.
the first one.
before we can extrapolate the cost for the remaining.
To know how much we can do.
And the reason, so there's 7 stations. We're anticipating only 4 to 5 of them probably be funded in this round. We can't have all 7 in the project and go to bid and only build 4 or 5 of them.
Understood.
So we just have to build the project scope, through this manner. So,
I made that motion.
motion by Mr. Mathern,
Second.
second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else?
We'll get you the information that you requested. I'll get that for you this week.
Thank you,
sir.
Appreciate y'all coming out to that meeting.
Update from Infinity Engineering on parish-wide sewer plant improvements project.
Sir, can you hear me?
Sir, loud and clear.
So mobilization has been pushed back to February 16th due to lead times on valves that the contractor stated no delays in the final completion date. He sent me an updated contract. I can send that to anybody that's requesting it. Our resident inspector is on standby, ready to be on site Monday, 16th. I received an email from Mr. Calabro earlier this week to have the parish president sign the contract documents to finalize amendment number 3. I was hoping maybe the jurors could make a motion to have the president sign that.
If there's no, objections from the grant coordinator, I have no issues with that.
Right. Is there a motion to adopt Amendment 3 to the contract?
But can we say what it is? Or like,
I don't know if I have a
I
copy,
don't
if
have
she
to-
sent it via email. It's the one we've been reviewing a long time. If you want to have Brian go over the finer points of it, you can do that.
Brian, what's the highlights on that?
So it's what we've been discussing before in our proposal letter. It is. I don't have it in front of me. It is modifications to the drawings to relocate the Ewell, Virginia site 3 times. It is modifications to the drawing package to remove Ewell, Virginia completely. And it is a reduced amount for efforts related to completing the front end documents. And now that I've said that, I'm absolutely sure that's correct.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, and I think also included in that was the reduction for removing Ewell, Virginia from the scope, correct?
Yes, it also includes a credit to the parish of 126,000 total. That's all included in those contract documents to reflect. I think it's Exhibit K.
have the amount, total amount, net amount of the amendment?
If you can give me maybe 60 seconds.
Mike, have you had communication with, the grants coordinator?
I emailed her to make sure that she printed it out to give it a final review. And she said she was in Lafayette yesterday, that she was gonna do it when she got back, but I thought she was gonna be here, but I never heard back after that.
Okay.
Our current, this is our letter, our proposal letter. Our current fee agreement, including amendments 1 and number 2, is $709,955,000. By way of this letter, we are respectfully requesting that Assumption increase the fee by $32,770 for a total contract value of $742,725,000.
And the credit for the scope being removed is 126,922.
That sounds right. I can pull that up if you'd like.
It's not in the same section. I'm sorry, Brian, I was just looking at it on my phone, trying to.
We don't have documents.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm scrolling. I sent the whole contract. It's several pages.
Do you need that signed today? We got a special meeting next week. Can we get it done then?
I have it here. Amendment number 3, Exhibit K, consisting of 3 pages. Effective date of this amendment is December 10th, 2025. Original agreement amount, 515,710. Net change for prior amendments, 194,245. Credit to owner, 126,922. That's a negative amount. This amendment amount, negative 99,792. Adjusted agreement amount, 610,163. So including amendment number 3, which was what I just said a minute ago, but 36. If you add that with the negative, with a credit, which is a negative amount, we are giving a total credit of 99,792.
We're on page 59 of the PDF.
Yes, I'm looking at page 59.
So the amendment is a net deduct of $99,792.
Yes, sir.
Entertain a motion to approve and authorize the president to sign.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakam,
Second.
second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Brian, you're 2 weeks late. You're supposed to be here February 1st to start mobilizing.
I'm pushing them. I'm pushing them as fast as I can. But
You know, we have a date that this project must be closed out in November.
I know that very well, and I made sure the contractor assured us that in the parish that the original schedule is on track. If anything changes, there's liquidated damages that they are liable for. Anything else?
That'll be it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Update from South Central Planning Development Commission?
No action.
No action. Update on Ag Center roof project?
Yes, the contractor has completed the installation of the roof and the hood system. They were installing some trim and finishing up the installation of the interior drop ceiling. We're gonna start punch listing the building out, and we'll be coming back to you at the next meeting requesting substantial completion, providing their stay on this track. Underneath that, you all asked me to go out and receive quotes to reinstall the lighting, and re-energize the receptacles. We also have to upgrade some receptacles to GFCI. We went out and sought 3 quotes for that. The quotes came in yesterday, that's why you don't have the documents in front of you, but the lowest quote received was Triple B, maintenance services in the amount of $9,000 for the, lighting and receptacles, and we are recommending acceptance of that quote.
I would like to hold off so we can really look at it.
Okay. That's no problem. I mean, we pushed it, out.
But it's just, it's not stating,
We gave them a lighting plan that they have
it's
to
a lump
follow.
sum, but what type of lights,
We gave them, if in the plan, I understand, we can certainly table it. I have no issue with that. But we do
can put it on
indicate,
next agenda.
yes, sir, we do indicate the type of lights.
Can you provide me with a larger copy?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I can't read it right.
I'd like to do that with that one and the next one,
And the
with
next
HVAC again.
Okay, no
That way
problem.
you got
You want to put it
something.
on for next Thursday meeting?
No problem at all. We were, you had requested them to get the prices for this meeting, but I couldn't get it before the deadline of the agenda.
Need more time.
All right.
Thank you.
Update on health unit repairs?
The only update I have is that I reviewed our previous work scope. I'm gonna increase it a little bit because some of the funding that we have is a larger amount. I'm gonna add some items to it. Due to the engineering surveys, we acquired, a larger amount of money through FEMA. So I'm gonna revisit that and make a larger scope and send it out.
Revisit it quick.
Okay.
It's time to get them back in that building. They
Yeah.
ready.
In our house for a long time, cuz.
Gotcha.
So has FEMA approved the amount or?
Yeah, it's on paper. It's on paper. And they'll pay for extra work. They can't pay for not seen, if it's not seen behind the walls, but we can submit an invoice and they'll reimburse us for it. Unforeseen circumstances. I
How
guess.
much more time you need, Ron?
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna try, I had it on the desk today. I was trying to, actually, there's a copy of it in there. I just wasn't able to disperse it. A revised that actually brings the wall to the engineer's recommendations instead of just changing the baseboards and doing a little paint.
That's all you need to do.
Well,
So you have to obtain those quotes? You have to develop the scope before
I
you
have
go get the
one.
quotes?
I have one, as I stated before, I have one from, a local vendor.
Okay.
But I need additional. I did have another vendor that submitted, but he backed out, so you have to get another.
If you change your scope, then you need to go out.
That's correct. Previously, it was a lot
You
smaller.
probably have working comp, that's why. You guys got
You think you can have those quotes for us for, the
I'll try
special
to get
meeting
it
next week?
For Thursday? Yeah,
Not
it's
this
almost
Thursday, it's next
impossible. It
Thursday.
depends on the response from the
Not
vendor.
today, not tomorrow, next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
We closed Monday and
I'm no
Tuesday.
next Thursday, because we closed for 2 days.
All right,
Mardi
well,
Gras.
next meeting,
Yeah.
next meeting. Let's get it for
Okay,
next-
next meeting Thursday or the?
No, follow me.
Next regular meeting.
Okay, let's clarify.
Update on courthouse renovations?
Okay, so, my sheet over here. As far as the sewer portion of it, we've been concentrating on a lot. They actually was gonna stage fencing up today. Tomorrow, we'll actually start cutting cement. We cleared the parking lot, they're gonna bring a dumpster in, so we'll actually be under construction tomorrow. We're cutting cement, getting prepared to facilitate the pipe and change out. I think it's gonna go really well. Unfortunately, we had a little thing that slowed us down, but we'll be start cutting tomorrow.
All right, request,
What you have with courthouse sewer?
The sewer infrastructure project.
So you need a DV for sewer, can you do it on this?
Yes, I can, if you allow it.
Yeah, I'll allow it. What you got?
So as per unit pricing, we had allocated $10,000 not to exceed, but if you use the unit price in the contract, we are $11,379.61 short. So that will require 1%. Me and Kim talked about it. 1% to provide that additional funding for that 40-foot section that we're gonna replace.
so we have pre-authorized the change order not to exceed 10,000.
Correct, and I need an additional.
You need an additional 11,000?
$11,379.61.
For a total of 21,000?
$21,379.61, according to unit price. And actually, Melissa did the calculations also, and it was correct.
Wow.
And the
Just that
only
number.
other thing we gotta keep in mind is that if this project is not completed by our time,
Yeah.
then 1% is gonna have to fund that as well, the 60,000. So keep that in
What's the
mind.
deadline?
The grant funding that we have left is somewhere around 68,000. We have to be in that completion range.
Next week.
What the date is?
Next week, the end of next week.
We'll just submit by the 22nd, but
Following.
when I was talking to the contractor today,
It's complete enough for the
Enough
grant.
for us
yeah,
to take
just to
pictures.
complete enough for the facilitated grant portion. And because we're off Monday and Tuesday, it's actually gonna give them a better working.
Yeah.
So we still.
As long as they work.
Right, I'll be here. I have to come because I'm a PM on the project, so I'll be here Monday and Tuesday working on it.
Motion to approve the 21 grand.
They're gonna be
We already
working,
approved
Ron?
10.
Huh?
We already
You have
approved
their
10.
commitment
To
to
increase it
work?
to 11,000. What
Today.
is it, Brian?
$11,379.61.
Motion, Mr. Blanchard.
There's a motion by Mr. Nakam to increase the change order amount to a total of 21,379.61. Second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Anything on the clerk floor, Mr. Chairman? Clerk's flooring in the office?
I haven't, Aaron was coordinating,
You follow up with her tomorrow? on
okay,
that?
I'll ask her, because she was coordinating that with Marcia Ann's with her
Just
department.
make sure that they're on track.
Okay, we removed everything she's asked, Mike.
Thank you.
Request approval and authorize the president to sign the construction contract with Sage Construction for the Grant Park restroom and pavilion in the amount of $369,221.39.
Okay, we can grant this authorization, but he cannot sign until we get approval back from FP&C.
But who then?
The Facility Planning and Control. They have to approve these contracts first before he can sign.
Okay.
So we're waiting on that.
And then we also have some good.
We also have
reduction.
at the previous meeting, we had brought it up to award the contracts and, concurrent with a pending change order, pending FP&C concurrence. We have not gotten FP&C concurrence yet, but in that motion, I think we inadvertently forgot to add allow the president to sign the document. So while we're still waiting for FP&C concurrence, he still can't sign those documents till we get it.
Correct.
But we may want to also redo the motion for the change order as well, pending that same FP&C concurrence. The amount of the deduct change order was a negative $35,710.17. And those were some line items that we were able to remove from the project to help bring it within budget.
So the change order, we're not changing the amount or anything from the last meeting, are we?
No,
No.
no,
okay,
it's the
okay.
same.
Same, it's just getting
I
it-
didn't know if you had to redo that motion as
Okay.
well.
It's still 3360.
Got it.
Correct.
So I have the contracts in my possession and I'm sitting on them. I'll have the resolution as soon as FP&C gives us approval.
It shouldn't be much longer. I think he's now in possession of the electronic plans that we had transferred, so, I know they have a little bit of a backlog, so hopefully we can get that back quickly.
All right. Entertain a motion for the president to, sign the contract pending FP&C approval. Motion by Mr. Bro.
Good.
Second by, sorry, I didn't catch you, Mr. Mathern. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval to advertise for bids for the Shell Beach Boat Launch Restoration Phase 2 project.
Yes, we delivered preliminary plans, last week to Mr. Mathern. We are currently finalizing the plans in the bid proposal. They will be ready before the next agenda. That's why he requested, we're trying to move that project along quickly. It would actually be advertised in next week's paper. Prior to any advertisement, we will deliver the finalized plans to the jury as a whole with the amendments made, but we are basically following the permits and so forth. I did bring a diagram for you all to look at if need be.
I'd like to see it.
It's possible I'm wrong on this, but I believe our agreement with CPRA requires them to review the plans prior to us going out to bid. We can review that and make sure, but I'm pretty sure that was a clause in that contract that they wanted to review the plans.
Okay, well, we're still on track with our design, so we'll deliver those plans and we can put it on the next agenda if we have approval from CPRA.
Right, I just don't think we can go out to bid until we get that approval from them, but I'll verify that and make sure everybody knows.
And we'll just stay on track and deliver the plans next week, and then y'all can provide them to CPRA and we'll move forward then.
And who has, Myron, you have a set of them?
No,
He has the preliminary that we reviewed. As I said, we're making changes. It weren't gonna be ready till next week, but we didn't know with following another week if that was gonna push the project back too far. But if we still have to wait for CPRA, then there's no point in rushing it. We can push it back.
Yeah, so send them to everybody so we can see them.
And we'll send them there.
All right, so no action on that item. Request approval for 5-foot hardship variance on the east side property line at 105 Tyler Street, Ward 9.
The resident requested that we, bring this variance, they're trying to build a shed. And it's gonna be encroaching on the next door property. Neighbor did sign off on it, was okay with it.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mathern, second by Mr. Bro, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion adjourned by Mr. Pondell, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
All right, we call a regular meeting, of such Parish Police Jury to order, February 11th, 2026. Record reflect all members are present. Start with a prayer. God who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in his guidance. Amen.
Such pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, accept any corrections and approval of minutes of the January 26, 2026 regular meeting.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item, announcement of public hearing on March 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. to consider adopting a resolution ordering and calling special elections to be held in Consolidated Fire Protection District and Road Lighting District Number 1 at the Parish of Assumption to authorize the renewal of ad valorem taxes therein.
Yes, I just have to read this announcement, which he just summarized, but it says announcement of public meeting. Notice is hereby given that at its meeting to be held on Wednesday, March 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at its regular meeting place, the Police Jury Meeting Room, 4813 Highway 1, Napoleonville, Louisiana. The Police Jury of the Parish of Assumption, State of Louisiana, plans to consider adopting a resolution ordering and calling special elections to be held in Consolidated Fire Protection District of the Parish of Assumption, State of Louisiana, and Assumption Parish Road Lighting District Number 1 to authorize the renewal of ad valorem taxes therein.
All right, moved by Mr. Brill. Second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? That carries. We'll have a public meeting on that day. All right, public comment period for any items that are on the agenda. First call, second call, last call. Record reflect no public comments. Next item, Drainage Committee report, Chairman, Mr. Bonneville.
Yes, sir. Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon at 4 o'clock. All members were present. Item number 1 was tabled. We approved $2,000 for Pottenville retention pond maintenance. We approved to reallocate, item number 3 was tabled. Item number 4 was no action. Item number 5, we approved $2,000 for maintenance for Monterey and Outfall Canal. Item number 6, no action. We approved $2,000 for Conshan Bertrand Drive outfall. 996 outfall ditch. 2000 for Oak Lane levee system, Rudy Burt system, Gerald Crochet levee system, Oak Ridge levee
Dennis,
system.
can I make a correction
Yes,
to
sir.
13 right now?
Yes, sir.
So the actual request for number 13 was request Oak Ridge Gravity Drainage District Number 8 to provide a resolution for $2,000 Ward 9 levee maintenance, Oak Ridge levee system. It wouldn't have came out of your drainage allocation, it actually would be from the drainage district.
That's how that, at all the districts or just that district?
That's all the districts are doing that. You're more than welcome to spend your drainage money.
Yeah,
but-
I know, but I just, that's fine.
It's coming out there drainage districts.
Yeah.
The
Correct.
districts, correct?
Yep, that's why I labeled it specifically to that.
Item number 14. Requested, $2,000 for the allocation of levy on Cross LaRue Day Springs and to include River Bend ditch maintenance. Item number 15, we had no action. Item number 16, we approved the president to sign CAs with Jason Oakland, Daniel Foray, George Melendez, Charles Franklin. Item number 17, we discussed the status of the litigation on Singleton versus Assumption Parish. And number 18, we voted to approve Mr. Brian Blankenship to, sign. And what, was, Michael?
Yes, accept the recommendation of outside counsel
Yeah.
and to authorize the parish manager to sign the requested affidavit.
Chris. All right, I present that all in form of a motion.
Motion made by the chair, is there a second? Second. Second by Mr. Pataro, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Next item was, personnel, Chairman, Mr. Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 4:22. All members are present. We, item one, we approved an additional 4 weeks of FMLA leave for equipment operator 3 drainage estimator contingent upon paperwork. Item two, we approved additional FMLA leave for the custodian contingent upon paperwork. Item three, we approved 4 weeks of FMLA leave for secretary treasurer to be in April 2026, contingent upon paperwork. We ended the probationary period for 911 administrator assistant field worker effective 2/6/26. We approved the proposed amendments to the personnel manual relative to the complaint policy and procedures as presented. And we approved to authorize the parish manager to sign contracts for public works up to $30,000. I present this in the form of a motion.
Motion made by the chair. Second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Palmville, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Road and Bridge, Mr. Chairman Alcorn.
Road and Bridge met, this afternoon, all members were present. We discussed, had a discussion of results from jurors as it pertains to the evaluation of the 2025 road overlay program. We also, had a discussion regarding the Bayou Drive lift bridge and inspection report provided by principal engineer. And we also heard from Hunter with Epic LLC, who is our road contractor for our 2025 road overlay program. No action on none of these items, but I give you those items in the form of a motion.
Motion made by the chair.
Second.
Second by Mr. Burrow, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Opposed, all opposed to that.
One opposed by Mr. Palmville, for the record. Finance Committee, met, all members was present. First item was, press approval to pay list of bills submitted through February 6, 2026. And we discussed the previous cutback recommendations of the Secretary Treasurer and agreed to hold a meeting on Thursday at 6 p.m. Thursday on the 19th of February. And I present all that, well, somebody.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr. Palmville, second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor? Opposed, that carries. Federal programs, Chairman, Mr. Carter.
Federal program met, all members present. First, request authorization to interview for intake worker, that was tabled. Second, request approval to apply for community water enrichment funds in the amount of $156,000, that was approved. Third, request approval to select a project for the gap funding. That was no action, they're gonna come to the next meeting with that, request. Last, we had request to select a project for Love to Boot annual campaign, that was Highway 1003. I will be in charge of trying to head that up. I'll present this to you in form of a motion.
Motion by the chair, second. Second by Mr. Blanket, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Insurance Committee, Chairman Alcorn.
Yeah, Insurance Committee met this afternoon, all members were present. We discussed the workers' compensation policy requirements for parish vendors. We also had a discussion as it pertains to the an indemnity clause. Our Secretary Treasurer will try to find out some other information from our workers' comp policy holders. We also heard a presentation for Salus Facilities Assurance from Mr. Brad Garian. And we authorized him to perform a sample run of the community center building. Also, joining forces under the direction of our parish manager, Mr. Brian Blankenship. So I'll give you those two items in the form of a motion.
Motion by the chair,
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Solid Waste, Chairman Bonneville.
Yes, sir. Solid Waste Committee meeting was held this afternoon. All members were present. We discussed, jury discussed the upcoming, contract with the garbage collection and bulky waste. And if any juror had any suggestions or recommendations to add to the contract, we'll revisit next regular meeting. And present that in form of motion.
Motion by the chair, second. Second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Engineer Grants Committee report, Chairman Blanchard.
Engineering Grants Committee met this evening. We received an update from GIS Engineering regarding Joe Lamar Street Drainage Project. And they advised us that we can expect to be out to bid in March. We had no update on Belrose Lane Drainage Project. Update from Duplantis Design Group. No activity on the Gerald Street Levee Project. On the ring levees in Pierreport Bell River, there was a motion to authorize the first pumping station, pending the review of the cost analysis and the ADA. We had an update from Infinity Engineering on the parish-wide sewer improvements. And they'll expect to be mobilizing soon. They were waiting on materials. That's been their delay. We approved the contract amendment requested by Infinity. We did not have an update from South Central Planning and Development Commission. We had an update on the Ag Center roof project. We received quotes for both the concession stand lighting and receptacles and for the concession stand HVAC installation. Those quotes are being taken under advisement and reviewed and will be addressed at a later meeting. We received an update on the health unit repairs. There were additional repairs being added to the interior works. And Mr. Blankenship is going to get those quotes and present them to the jury at a future meeting. On the courthouse renovation project, we approved an addition to the change order that was approved previously for a total change order of $21,379.61 for some additional concrete cutting that needed to occur for the project. We approved and authorized the president to sign the construction contract with Sage Construction for the Grant Park restroom and pavilion in the amount of $369,221.39 with an immediate deduct change order of $35,710.17 upon review of FP&C. We approved, we did not go out. We tabled the item to go out for bid for Shell Beach Boat Landing. We're going to review those plans and submit them to CPRA for their approval so that we can move forward. And we did approve a 5-foot hardship variance on the east side property line at 105 Tyler Street in Ward 9. President, I present this to you in the form of a motion.
Motion by the chair, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next on the Bottle of Foods Freshwater District, discussion relative to Constant Canal.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Dustin Rabelais, Bible Food Freshwater District, 1016 St. Mary Highway. We received a letter in the mail relative to questions on Constant Canal. I'm here to answer those, but I'll also be happy to answer any other questions you have. I do want to point out, I'm joined here with Mr. Ernie Blanchard. For Assumption Parishes, y'all have 2 chairs on the commission. They are currently filled by Mr. Ernie Blanchard, who is the vice chair, and then Mr. Greg Nolan, who is also the secretary treasurer. With that, I'm here to answer your questions.
I think Mr. Bro had a
question.
To help.
Would it be possible to open it up to Baila Foosh, that we can get fresh water to Lake Lorette?
So that's a very good question. Couple things going on there. One, the elevation of the water right outside here in Napoleonville was about 5.47 at 6 o'clock, at 5 o'clock today before I walked in. I don't know what it is in Lake Lorette, but I guarantee it's probably around a 2. It might even be less than that. So just opening it, you would really redirect the bayou in a direction it's not intended, okay? If that ever equalized, okay, water from Lake Verret, it's really starved from that oxygen. I'm not a water chemist. I know just enough to get myself in trouble. But once that water mixes with the bayou water, it becomes very, very difficult for these plants to treat. So any opening, any connection, it can only flow one way out. I will tell you, that we are actively, in fact, next week, I'm gonna be applying for a grant to put some type of structure in between there. There are a lot of good reasons that the district would want to, I don't want to say bleed off water, but essentially that's what you would do, okay? Bleed off water, try to circulate water through that lake. My parents do own a camp on Lake Verret, so that camp has a near dear place to my heart, and it does, that water does need to be circulated. So the answer to your question is, in the short term, that's not going to be easily done. However, we are looking at that, and we are looking for ways to fund that. That structure, and actually now that I'm talking through it right now, that's probably not going to be as simple as a sector gate or a container gate that has one opening, because it's going to be, we'll have problems if we have boats transiting, you know, a 3-foot differential. So it may be some type of lock. But we are actively looking at ways to try to make that happen.
The other streams that come off of Lafourche, let's say down to Lafourche Parish in that area, they all have gates, control structures. So there's no opening direct from the Lafourche to any other stream except the intercoastal and the Company Canal, which is salty water. So that just goes out. And so Terrebonne Parish gets their water from the bayou and they get it from a canal. So we have to maintain this balance to make sure that we get good fresh drinking water here. Donaldsonville gets theirs, Thibodeau gets theirs, and Terrebonne Parish gets theirs. And so we want to maintain that balance by putting control structures when we bleed off water, you know, from the bayou to other areas. So that's.
What do they have at Lafourche? Is it a gate valve in that levee?
Where?
At canal going to the levee.
Oh, to like Lake Buff or?
No, Lake Verret.
Lake Verret?
Oh,
Canal.
There's an earthen dam with a 36-inch culvert underneath. The culvert used to be open and that water could flow either way. That culvert for some reason is damaged, is inoperable, and it's there.
Repair it. That would be the easiest thing, but we should have fresher water in Lake Verret.
Suck the bayou dry though.
What's that?
Suck my Lafourche dry.
No, it won't. You can pump more water down some, they want to pump more.
Well, let me clarify that. Right now, we are at 100% of what we can do in Donaldsonville, and that's not enough. The only reason why it is enough is because actively right now, we have the Lockport structure also closed. And I'll just say artificially inflating the elevation of the bayou so that we can maintain a certain elevation for those intakes. For all the districts up and down the bayou, the winter months are very hard for us to keep elevation in the bayou.
But they need more water there because in other words, Attackable Landing, there's not enough water for the boat sheds. The boats are sitting in mud. And the same thing at Bell River, what's happened the last meeting or so, there's a problem with the bridge because of the level of the water.
Mother Nature, brother.
Yeah, so Mr. Bro.
No, I know, but this lack.
During
of
high
water.
water events, I just want to make sure y'all don't open that structure.
No, but it was open. That structure used to drain all of Lower Texas, Murray, all of that. It used to be connected.
Speaking of pumping, what's the update on Donaldsonville?
So we're looking at the end of this year, try to start
really?
turning it on, kicking it on. But look, there's gonna be a long sequence there. There's a lot of protocols, a lot of things we're gonna have to work out. So I think by the end of the year, you'll be 99% complete with construction, there or about. But in terms of the ramp up time and when it's truly 100% operational, I would suspect it'd be a couple months thereafter.
So phase 3 dredging, we completed phase 1 and 2 all the way to the Napoleonville pedestrian bridge by Assumption High School. That's been dredged already. We've got to dredge from that part southward toward Thibodeau. And we're applying, we're getting, hydrology studies done. We hired an attorney to get land use rights to deposit this soil, to where how we're gonna dredge it. So we got all this dredging going on, and we have to get permits to do that. So that's ongoing now. So when you do turn the big pumps on, there's 4 big 72-inch pumps. When you turn that on, that water can now flow this way. It would be stopped in the Boydenville because of silting over the years. It just,
How far phase 3 on the dredging, how far y'all going?
So it's gonna begin under the pedestrian bridge at Assumption High, and it's gonna go down to LaFour Bypass Canal, just south of Thibodeau, Lafourche Crossing.
Lafourche Crossing.
That'll give you a better reference.
How much of phase 1 and phase 2 has been maintained? I know we don't have enough water flow to really keep the channel. Has it been silted back up?
So no, sir, it hasn't. So since phase 1 and phase 2 have been dredged, it hasn't required any maintenance. The reason for that is just about a quarter mile where the bayou begins in Donaldsonville, there's a sand trap. We collect all that sand in the water, and regularly, every 3 to 4 years, we'll maintenance that sand trap so that what passes through is not that sand or those heavier particulates that would tend to clog up the bayou.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So to answer your question, even since phase 1, it still has that capacity that it was designed for.
so you can see we have a very complicated balance that we're trying to do right now to make sure everybody gets fresh drinking water. And if we can get water to Lake Red later, when all the dredging is done and we get all the surveys done and the CPRA agrees to everything and all of these agencies agree, then we can come to you guys and let you know what we're doing. But as the answer is, we can't just open it right now. We wouldn't know what he would do.
No, without a doubt.
We count on you guys to dredge the Caution Canal. We'll see how that works with us.
Great. Thank you. Thank y'all. Appreciate the update.
Thank you so much.
Anything we need to know, let us know. Next item, request approval of proclamation declaring March 2026 as Problem Gambling Awareness Month. Motion by Mr. Oh, that's you.
Good evening, y'all. I work for Food Behavioral Health. My name is Jay Majorano. I do the gambling program there. I want to thank y'all for inviting us for March National Problem Gambling Awareness Month. I work 2 clinics, do the gambling programs at both. They're pretty much underutilized. A lot of people don't want to come in for gambling services. So we are trying to promote it out there.
Sure.
So we're trying to promote it, trying to pass the word around to see if we get some people in and take and give them help. There's a good amount of population out there that does need help.
A lot of gambling going on, huh?
Oh, yeah, there is.
So where are you?
I'm in Lafourche at Lafourche Behavioral Health in Rayson. And I'm also at River Parish Behavioral Health.
Got you. Well, we appreciate you, and we definitely gonna, approach them.
All right.
I'm making motion for
Send it tomorrow.
Okay, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Motion
Have a
by
good night.
Mr. Carter.
Second.
Second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor?
We're gonna start off up here while we.
A lot of gamblers up here.
A lot of broken hearts. Sunday. Yeah.
I didn't win.
Line, you had a 2. Ooh, who thinking of line 4 win with a 2? You never know. All right, number 17, request an update of Loudonville Ballpark. Mr. Bonville, Mr. Patterson.
I got the pictures already.
I provided a few pictures of the park as we're moving along. Gentlemen working out there, doing a good job. I also provided an example of what I sent out in regard to the lighting to, respectable vendors for pricing. Of course, I had received one. I received one that declined, and I haven't gotten a third one yet from them. Send an email tomorrow, but
What are we getting this for?
that's for the fields. Lighting.
Why are we putting the lights on the field?
They ain't a recreation district in the parish that could afford this.
Was that?
I said, ain't a recreation district in the parish.
We
that
have
can afford
funding
that.
available for that already.
We have FEMA funding because it was garbage.
Correct. If you recall previously,
We have to spend it on that.
if you recall previously, we talked about it in the amount that we had.
The field, I mean, that looks good to me. It looks like.
You look good.
You're doing a good job. And I was told today that the weekend of the 23rd when they're gonna facilitate the roofing repair.
Yeah,
Completion?
yeah, 2 weeks, 2 weeks to roof on the station.
Right.
That ought to be,
So just to give you a number, Ira, the park lights, it's a 90/10, but we have $57,802. But the actual 90% is 52,022 parts.
The 90%?
No, that's what we have available,
Yeah.
$52,022 particles.
Yeah, people pay 90, we pay 10.
So,
yeah, without FEMA money, we won't have.
yeah, without it, we wouldn't have it.
That's what, yeah. that's
Brian,
what I
just
was-
that broken pole on that first field need to be done.
Okay, all right.
Has anybody been in touch with the little rec board that they formed, Jeff?
I have not. I thought they might get together and hold a meeting and
Let's get something going there.
it's all up to them. They wanted it.
Our board should have been going back there seeing that before.
They got a board. It's up to them. They wanted a board. They got a board, waiting on them.
Cleaning up nice.
Palmer great.
Fired up.
Palmer great. Yeah, Palmer will be good. I mean, still gonna be open to the public for use, so we're gonna keep it up and have it open for use, so.
I wanna see.
But it looks good. It just gotta, we just gotta maintain it and keep it going, so. All right, no action on that one. Sir?
I say hopefully they, maintain it.
Yeah. Next item, request approval occupation license for Kane Road Outfitter and Apparel LLC Pearport and West Stop LLC Napoleonville.
And you got another one too,
This was stop at the bottom.
Mandy's, Hutchins.
Occupation license.
Occupation.
So move.
Yeah, so move. Second.
Moved by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Bro, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Request approval of a temporary liquor license for Brooke LeBlanc, Bar Lewis Athletic Association, Bar Lewis Ballpark, March 14th and March 15th, 2026. And Leroy Blanchard, St. Elizabeth School Fair Chair, I'm gonna say, put a chair on something like that. 6051 Convent Street, March 14th, 2026, March 15th, 2026.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Brew, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that carries.
I'll abstain on that one.
Abstain, Mr. Blanchard, abstain on that one. Request approval for liquor license for West Stop LLC, Jason and Lynette West, 3397 Highway 1, Napoleonville.
That's at Georgette Street in LA one.
They got one occupational license that you didn't do, Jeff. They wasn't on.
I just gave it to her.
Yeah, I got it. All right. So anyway, the liquor license for West Stop LLC,
So move.
motion by Mr. Rose, second by Mr. Palmville, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that carries, and I did miss occupational license for Bertha Lot's Farm, Mandy, he said, poultry hatchery. Poultry hatchery.
Chicken and stuff like that.
Chicken and stuff like that.
Got a farm going on, buddy.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Any other business?
Move.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Patero, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion adjourned, and we'll get it done now.